sure have been getting involved in it. I think they've got far bigger issues and other things to concentrate on. I understand sometimes players needs or feel the right to defend themselves. They should always have that and have the right to do that. But I just think sometimes you wouldn't want to be getting yourself involved in what can turn into a petty argument. When I'm not saying you should be above that, but you've got more important things to worry about. Listen, there's no difference to a pundit having an opinion than there is a punter having an opinion, and we've had it since football began. That will not change. I'm with Jeff on the Fernandes thing. I think Fernandes has been brilliant this season. I really do. I think
Corinthian Casuals are a team in the Combined Counties League Premier Division South. Despite that, they're one of the most important clubs in world football. Here's why. The club was formed in 1939 as the result of a merger between Corinthians FC and Casuals FC. Now, Corinthians FC were founded in the late 1800s when the FA's top brass were sick of getting pumped by Scotland every time they played them. As a result, a man called Nicholas Lane Jackson set up an amateur side which would bring in the best players who could all play for the national side. And it worked. It wasn't long before England were dominating the international fixtures they played, and it was largely down to Corinthians. In fact, in 1894 and 1895, they played consecutive games where Corinthians provided the entire England 11. But the thing is, the players refused to play professional football. They didn't believe in it. They wanted to spread the values of sportsmanship, competition, and played for the love of the game. It also helped that most of the players were Oxbridge graduates who didn't need the money. But instead of entering the league and cup competitions, they played exhibition football and toured the world, bringing the beautiful game with them. And it was this which spread the game throughout the world and made it so popular. Most famously, in 1910, they travelled to Brazil. And the locals in Sao Paulo were so impressed, they started their own team under the same name. Yes, the same Corinthians who won the FIFA Club World Cup in 2021, one of the biggest football teams in Brazil. Now, they were global superstars, and despite not being professional, Corinthians drew in the crowds. Everybody wanted to play them, everybody wanted to watch them. So much so, they regularly played the winners of the FA Cup in what eventually became the Community Shield, winning most of the time. They actually inflicted Manchester United's worst defeat, 11-3, a record which still stands to this day. Now, fast forward to today, Corinthian Casuals still don't pay their staff or players. The ethos of sportsmanship is still at the heart of everything that they do. And even though they're a side in the lower leagues, if you make the trip to King George's Field in Tolworth just off the A3, you'll most likely bump into Brazilian Corinthians fans who often make the pilgrimage across the globe just to watch their founding team play.
Morning, 4 minutes past 6. Wednesday, May the 27th. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist, and Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan, plus an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. Coisty, good morning. How are you, mate?
Very well, mate. You good form?
Look, I am in good form.
I'll tell you why. Because you've had a kip.
I know, I slept last night.
Seriously, but what a difference, two things, what a difference it makes. And the other thing I was going to say to you, when I struggle to sleep, it's normally because it's been really, really hot during the day.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, the aircon on, slept like a log, brilliant, came down last night.
Look, it's fantastic. The one thing I would say, you know me, I am not a moaner. But I went home for a few hours yesterday, rather than killing time in London, you know. And coming back last night, seriously.
Train?
Southwest trains. Oh,
nightmare.
I mean, everything was either cancelled or delayed by an hour. And you know what? It's always the case, isn't it? It's too cold, it's too hot, there are too many leaves, there are not enough leaves. Last night, the notice board saying why the trains were late, they always put an excuse by it, don't they, you know? So the first train's delayed for an hour because of engineering works. The second train, staff shortages, crew couldn't get to the first train. The third one just has no toilets available. Yeah, I mean, why don't they just put, when the train's delayed, why don't they just put next to it, we're hopeless? And forget the excuses.
At least they change it, right? At least they change it. My flight down an hour late, right? We apologise for the late takeoff of flight. It was due to the incoming arrival of the plane. Every time.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? It'd be a breath of fresh air to get the toilets are closed or something, right?
Oh, man.
Honestly.
But with the train, because at least you booked a seat there, but you know it's not with trains. People just turn up, obviously. So it's carnage. There's hundreds of people trying to get on the available trains. It's hot and sticky and sweaty in any case. Look, and what I don't want to do is blame the guards, partly because they are, in the main, not to blame. And partly because I'm getting a Southwest train home today, and I wouldn't want them to think I was in any way, shape, or form against them.
No, as my old mum used to say, remember what side your bread's buttered on.
Absolutely, but you know, come on, boys.
Mind you, we have got a bit of good weather, haven't we? What a difference it makes.
I know. It's lovely at the moment.
Without wanting to divulge too much information and put people off the breakfast, it's a while since you and I have sat across from each other in the studio with our shorts on.
I know, matching as well. Yeah, matching shorts. You know.
Matching white legs, definitely.
I think we should move on to the sport, don't you?
Absolutely, mate.
If you're trying to eat at this stage of the day, that's
apologies.
Very distressing.
Apologies out there.
So, look, Spurs season, let's start there. Finished with a positive. Not many positives were there during the course of the season. But they are in the Premier League next season. And they do have Roberto De Zerbi, which I think personally is a massive positive.
So do I.
I mean, that was positive as the thing, because he instilled positivity into them at the end of the season.
He looked as though he just got it, Jeff. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they've had I don't know how many managers had in the last 3, 4, 5 years. Incredible. But he looked as though he came in, and you know, you're right. The first thing he did in these kind of press conferences, he gave off an air of confidence and of a man that knew exactly what he was about and exactly what he was about to do. And I think that was the way it turned out. You know, they've still got an enormous amount of work to do. But staying in the league was absolutely vital and clearly a priority for them. And they managed to do it at the expense of West Ham.
Yeah. I mean, they need a major clear-out. They need some quality signings.
Yeah.
And they need their key players to be fit. Now, yesterday's drive show came from James Madison's annual charity golf day. A man who will, no question, will be at the centre of De Zerbi's plans next season, and rightly so as well. Madison joined Goldstein and Bent for a chat on drive and reflected on his return from that ACL injury.
Kind of expected that, maybe not to the level that the reception they gave me on my first game back, but if Kulusevski came back, he'd get the same. I think that when you're out for that long and the fans don't see you for that long, especially when you're an attacking player, I feel like the attacking players always get a little bit more love, a little bit more excitement about you being back. If a centre-half's coming back from a long injury, it's probably not as exciting because they're not the goal scorers. But no, I'm truly grateful for the reception they gave me, because it was amazing for me and my family to experience that. Yeah.
James, I've got to say, I mean, by Spurs standard, of course, we know it wasn't a great season, but what was that feeling like in the dressing room afterwards, when all the emotions, not gone, but you've gone inside now, you have survived? What was that emotion like in the dressing room?
Just pure relief, mate.
Yeah.
Pure relief. Like, a few people were questioning why we were like celebrating almost. We wasn't celebrating joy and happiness. It was relief, mate. It was a massive pressure game. There was a lot on the line, so we prepared for it like we prepared for the Europa League final. You know what I mean? There was that much on the line, if not more, probably.
Yeah.
Well, it's no secret, I love him as a footballer.
Me too.
He's a brilliant player. And
he speaks well.
Oh, yeah. He's intelligent, articulate, does loads for charity.
Good boy, definitely.
You know, and he is a key figure. Nick, have you ever been involved in a relegation battle?
Yes, believe it or not. My first year at Sunderland, I went to beat Manchester City at Roker Park, last game of the season to stay up. We did. distant memory right enough.
Yeah.
Absolute distant memory.
But you know what the relief is
Oh
like
yeah,
then.
and I get it. I mean, and I was listening to. I actually listened to that interview live, Jeff, and I get it, as he called them. Was it the happy police that he called them there? I get it, and I get people saying, "Well, what?" But I get more the relief.
Yeah.
That's what I get more.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mind it. I don't have a problem. Yes, if they've had a terrible season, you know what I mean. But I think even at that moment, they're allowed to share a bit of joy stroke relief with their supporters.
I completely agree.
Don't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah, if I'm a Spurs player or fan at the weekend, I'm celebrating as if we've won the league as well.
I mean, the other option's not good.
No, it's
The other option is not good, and once you get down there, you don't know what can happen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, from West Ham's point of view, clearly you want to come back up immediately, and it's just a completely different outlook for West Ham as it is now for Tottenham.
Yeah.
But no, I think key player, different. I mean, they obviously had their injuries, Tottenham, you know, to a great degree last year, and none more so than James Maddison. But I think I'm just delighted to see him back playing, because he's one of these players, Jeff. He puts a smile on your face. You enjoy watching him. He's capable of doing things that other players aren't capable of doing. You know, and that's what we enjoy.
Yeah, no, like watching him play. And the reception when he did return from Spurs fans.
Spurs fans aren't daft, they know. You know, they've missed that kind of talent on the pitch.
Oh, totally. He gives that creativity.
Yes.
That nobody else provides.
I remember the first time I came across him, actually, he scored an unbelievable goal, Jeff, for Aberdeen against Rangers up at Pittodrie. You know, one of those, it was that good. I can still remember it. Took a 25-yard free kick, stuck it in Rangers' top right-hand corner. I thought, aye, brilliant goal.
Yeah. I mean, my only complaint about him is, you know, how is it that Golson and Benty get asked there and we don't? I mean, you know.
Exactly. We'd have been perfect for that time in the morning.
Of course we would.
We'd have been perfect for that time in the morning.
Yeah, you know, go nice bit of early break. You know,
a couple of hangers on them, isn't they?
Yeah, then shotgun start, off we go. Anyway, look, midfielder Archie Gray also joined the boys alongside big Spurs fan Michael McIntyre. He had this brutally honest message to the 20-year-old.
Let's talk about Spurs.
Okay.
Because this is, you know, it's great to see you, Arch, looking so well. You know, we love you. The fans love you because you were trying your heart out. You are the future of this club. You and Madders. Everyone else can go.
I don't even know how he answered that.
It might not be far wrong.
Yeah, well, I think he probably is. But, you know...
They might need a goalie when they tire second half.
Yeah. Look, I mean, seriously, I think, you know, with... it looks like Vicario's leaving, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Kinski did brilliantly at the end of the season.
What about his save later on? Did she save later on?
I thought it was a good save. I didn't think it was...
I think his position was a wee bit...
Made it look better than it was.
I know what you mean.
Completely correct.
I know what you mean.
But look, he's done well. Are you going to go into battle with him at the start of next season? Not for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking for somebody who's got a bit more experience.
I take your point, but I tell you the one thing I'm happy for. I'm happy for the way he's bounced back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't.
He's done brilliantly.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, I was there that night in Madrid. Oh, dear me, it was like a car crash. I mean, and he wasn't the only one, by the way.
Look, you know, massive credit to him for coming back. Man, I want to go into battle next season with an experienced Premier League goalkeeper. They're being linked with Bart Verbruggen. I'm not so sure they're going to lure him away from Brighton, you know, although De Zerbi would be.
That's the factor, isn't it?
Obviously, in that sense. I think, you know, you're going to build your team around the likes of Mickey van der Ven, who hopefully from a Spurs perspective will be there next season, and you know, and Maddison as well.
They need to get rid of 2 or 3. Well, certainly the bad eggs, and they look as though they've had bad eggs.
I think they need to get rid of 8 or 9. I mean, not saying they're bad eggs, but for the past 2 seasons they haven't done it.
Yeah.
So, you know, no third chance.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at Romero, and I'm not sure I'd fancy him in my dressing room, to be honest with you. Particularly when the chips are down.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Leppy has texted, said, lifelong Spurs fan, 2 season tickets, fully committed. Results this weekend gave me so much relief, probably greater relief, having secured a further season in the Premier League than winning a trophy did after 17 years ago. I'm hoping the recent Spurs reports analysing how the club is run is a trigger to fully back the manager and invest in the football side of the club. The football side of the club, that's the key, isn't it? There's too much focus on things which are not involved with football. And, you know, I'd back De Zerbi because he'd scare the pants off me otherwise.
I know, I like him. I must admit, I really do like him. But you know what I mean? As soon as you walked in, you get a good vibe from him.
Yeah, no, I mean, completely. And there's no question they owe their Premier League status to one man alone, and it's him. Yeah. Coming up, let's turn our attention to the back pages and whether Declan Rice is the key to Arsenal having any success against PSG, which is live on talkSPORT this Saturday.
They came mightily close, Emmanuel, to being relegated. And as I mentioned there, 2 consecutive 17th place finishes. And he's saying, 10 to 12 of these guys can stay on. You know, we've got, in other words, we have quite a number of them that can crack on next season. Does he have those players? Does he have as many as that who could do them a job next season? I mean, how many of this group go forward long term, do you think, with De Zerbi?
Well, if you point the finger at the players, I think everyone will say this exactly the same. They don't deserve to play at Tottenham. But if you look at the whole situation, take an X-ray, you know, for the last 2-3 seasons, you realize that there is no serenity and on the bench. They have changed so many managers. And since Levy left the club last season, I think many people in the board have made so much mistakes, you know. And I think the chief executive, I can't remember his name, but I think he has to take responsibility as well. So, of course, the players have a huge responsibility because when you look at the squad, when you look at the money they have, everything, the new stadium, the fan base, I think this club should have played, you know, for European places. But if you look at the whole situation, I think for me, I don't understand what's going on at Spurs, you know, in terms of sport vision. I don't see it, you know, because when things doesn't go the way they want, they fire the manager. When they don't want this player, they take another one. That reminds me so many clubs, you know, the policy of so many clubs, and they are wrong. You have to stick with your vision. But what is the vision actually at Tottenham? There is no vision at all because the manager changed every single 3-4 months. So you have to come back on what it means, you know, to get a team, which means for me, they have to change the mentality inside the club because I don't see the same Spurs team, you know, the same club I used to see for years and years, you know.
Yeah.
Good morning, 6:20. It is Wednesday, May the 27th. May the 27th just happens to be Gaza's birthday.
Is it?
59 today, would you believe?
Wow. There you go.
So congratulations, Gaza. Have a great birthday. I'm sure you know how to bed at this time.
Well done, mate. There's no chance of him being up listening this time, so we can get away with it. Worst song ever. Right, next.
It is a pretty bad song.
Oh, hopeless.
Yeah, would he walk into this England squad? I know the answer to that.
Aye.
Of course he would, wouldn't he?
He'd walk into the team.
Yeah.
He'd walk into the team.
Yeah, you build your whole side around him.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, mate.
Because, you know, a lot of people don't remember Gaza.
It's amazing, isn't it? You forget. I mean, he was definitely a generational player.
Yeah.
One of the best I ever played with. I mean, I say to folk, I mean, there's two people, you know what I mean? There's two people I get asked about all the time. Gascoigne in Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Because the general public can't believe either of them. But they asked me about Gascoigne, and I say he's the only player I think I ever played with, Jeff, that the rest of the team would look at and say, right, you know, when things weren't going well, we need you to give us something. We need you to do something. And invariably he could do it.
Yeah. Brilliant. Happy birthday, Gaza.
Yep.
Here's a quick one from Paul. Jeff and Ali Shankland arranges at last. Do you think the Spurs will loan us more again? Oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
Well, do you know something? It's a great question.
Yeah.
And we were all talking about it. My boys love him, right?
Yeah.
And rightly so. And I'll stand corrected because right at the start of the move, I didn't think it was good for Rangers. I didn't think it was good for him, right? Because I knew right away he was going to go and have a top career, and he will.
Yeah.
But because the team were really, really struggling at that time under Russell Martin, I don't think it helped him much, you know, playing in that kind of environment. But boy, did he turn that around.
Yeah.
And
But if you're Roberto De Zerbi now, are you taking a good look at Mikey Moore and thinking,
oh, you're having a good look at him.
He could be a player for us next season, never mind Rangers.
100%. But my only hope is, and as I said to my boys, I reckoned if Spurs had gone down, there would be no chance of Rangers getting them back. Mm-hmm. But because they stayed up, they might just have a look at him and say, look, you can have another 6 months. Because he might not be ready yet to play every week in that Spurs side.
Yeah.
But I tell you what a good player.
Be interesting to
and
see.
he's going right to top.
Time for a quick coffee break and a look at the back pages with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
And Katie Shanahan.
Katie, good morning.
Morning.
You look
Very
tired.
good morning.
You look tired.
Look like you've had 2 hours. Look like you've had 2 hours sleep, Katie.
Guys, I look very fresh. What are you talking about?
No, it's just the fact that it's just the
solid
fact
2 hours.
I knew you were complaining about tiredness. How are you this morning?
Very energetic, full of beans, and the back pages are filled with headlines around Crystal Palace as they look ahead to the Conference League final. Headline on the back page of The Sun: Ollie wants to land ideal leaving gift. Obviously, the last game he'll be in charge. He could get the third trophy for Crystal Palace in 12 months.
It's brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and also this headline on the back page of the Mirror: Be bold, Eagles, as well. So lots of kind of
that one.
headlines. Yeah. Be bold, Eagles.
It's their second trophy. We don't count community.
Are we not? I was going to say,
we don't count it for the big boys, so we don't count it for Palace.
So I'm saying
fans.
third
Sorry,
trophy.
Palace fans,
Third trophy, not third major trophy.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll
tell you what.
Is that right?
I'll tell you what's not up for debate. What a couple of years.
Yeah, amazing.
I mean, absolutely fantastic for Palace fans.
How significant would it be if they do win their third trophy in 12 months?
It'd be wonderful. I'm going to tell you a nice wee story. That flight I jumped on last night, which was an hour late leaving from Glasgow, had 6 Palace supporters on it. Lived up in the west of Scotland.
Oh, amazing.
3 dads and 3 boys.
Oh, lovely.
And they're all, I was talking to them, coming down to London, staying in London for away this morning. And I thought, brilliant, great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's safe to say, right, now, I've worked in this place long enough now that I can detect perhaps, just not everybody in the building wants Arsenal to beat PSG.
Why would that be?
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you right now, I think everybody in the building wants Palace to win this year.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, I've got a message here saying, can we have a little shout out to Darren and Louis, who are on the Cologne to Leipzig train at the moment for the Conference League final. Have a great time, guys.
Great city. Cologne as well, by the way.
Oh,
Great
Cologne's
city.
sensational. I've never been to Leipzig, though. You?
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Leipzig and I've been to where they're playing tonight.
Yeah.
Love that stadium.
I've been there. Yeah, Rangers.
Enjoyed too many currywursts there, actually. Yes, exactly.
But it's been pretty Glasner. Oh, man.
Fantastic.
What a job. What a job. there were so many reasons, why this season would develop into a bit of a disaster for them. But he's managed it sensationally. Yep. Big loss to the Premier League.
Huge loss. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he ends up next. Another page on the back, another story in the back page of the Sun. Pictures of Mikel Arteta. Headline: Now you're gonna believe us, Arteta. We will win the Champions League, Ali. Whatever people want in this building, because the Gunners partied at a swanky Mayfair restaurant on Sunday, and they are now aiming to complete a historic double. He addressed the crowd at the club's Premier League party, saying on Saturday, "We are going to be the champions of Europe." Obviously, huge game for them this weekend. And also another story, actually, I want to bring you this morning and see what you guys think about this. Story about Declan Rice. Yeah. Because he is saying that his pre-match meal is, get this, at Arsenal. Obviously, he's had a prolific season and some would arguably say a bargain for 105 million. But he's saying that he's credited nutritionist Tom Geeson-Brown with transforming his diet, which has included joining the Pancake Club, a group of players who swear by eating pancakes on match days. So this includes, for example, for a 5:30 kickoff, Rice says he will often eat up to 8 syrup and honey covered pancakes in 2 sittings. So where do you sit on what was your pre-match meal, for example, and pancakes?
Chicken and beans.
Say that again?
Chicken and beans.
Chicken and beans?
Yeah.
Did that seem to work?
The odd Saturday, the odd when it didn't, have to inform you.
Pancakes for a pre-match meal?
No, I've never heard that. I must admit, because it normally used to be pasta, as a lot of the boys had chicken and beans, omelettes, eggs, poached
So does
eggs.
it have an impact? Because look, you've given a complete menu.
Do you know what it is?
Right. So does it work?
Yeah, in your own head.
Yeah, that's
in your own
probably
head.
the thing.
Yeah.
It's whatever you're happy with, and footballers generally like constants in their life, professional life. They like regularity and stability, and probably 99 out of 100 will always have the same pre-match meal.
Come on, when you had your chicken and beans, some must have been dead to you thinking, for God's sake, give me something else. I don't want chicken.
No, I love chicken and beans.
Is it about routine as well?
Aye.
Yeah.
Something like
You still do it now before you come into the show.
Yeah.
Chicken and beans.
Make sure you're full of beans in the morning.
I don't know. You'll be delighted to hear, because you were the first to find out if it was the case. No, not before I come into the studio.
Yeah. I'd be on the pancakes, mate. I'd be. That sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Pancakes and syrup.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Golden syrup.
I'm not great at pancakes and syrup, man. Right enough.
No, I like pancakes and syrup.
No, I'd probably have pancakes and fruit.
Yeah.
No, that's far too healthy.
I know. Which would
and syrup.
probably surprise the nation. The big guys driving off roads everywhere in the M6. Pancakes and fruit, McCoist. I right.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's a bit gutty, actually, because if I'd eaten more pancakes and syrup, I could have been Declan Rice. I mean, well, if I'd been a foot taller as well. Oh, and if I'd been able to play football. So all of those
factors,
things. Right?
yeah.
Brilliant. Katie, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ali, for that. Chicken
Lovely.
and beans.
Pleasure. Yeah. What are you going to eat before you come back on?
Well, I was going to say, when I used to play for England, I used to have 8 Weetabix.
8?
Yes.
No, you never.
And you know what? I scored a lot of goals and it went really well. So 8 Weetabix. I mean, I was.
Did you have it all the time? I don't every game.
Not every game. There was a phase where I literally had 8 Weetabix before.
What did you have with your Weetabix?
Just a sprinkle of sugar.
A sprinkle of sugar on?
Yeah.
Milk?
Yeah, milk.
Have you ever tried? I've mentioned this before. Have you ever tried Weetabix with butter?
No, stop.
No, you do. Don't use the milk. So you have dry Weetabix and you put butter on it. Oh man, it's much better. It's much better. They don't get soggy, obviously, like they do when you cover them with milk.
Surely it's too dry.
No, it's nice Weetabix. It's like almost like eating a biscuit with butter on.
I used to have a wee digestive now and again. My mum used to give me a digestive with a wee bit of butter on it. I didn't mind that. Yeah, didn't mind that.
Weetabix and butter. I might have to try that.
Yeah.
I might not have to try it.
Well, you stick to your chicken and beans, mate, but not while you're in here. Katie, thank you very much indeed. That was thanks to our friends at Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
Coming up, could we see Jamie Vardy back in the Premier League next season? We'll discuss that next.
Now, Simon, you're going to enjoy this. Producer Luke from the other side of the glass, come on through. Ladies and gentlemen, Simon and I often talk about producer Luke. Here is the show coming around here.
Can you just say your name, what you do in your life, and everything?
Tell us about the bet.
Listen, I am. You did say if we win it, I've got to come in and apologise. So I'm doing that. I'm holding my word. So. Manu, I'm sorry. I'm on the Arsenal. There you go.
Don't be sorry to me. Be sorry to the Arsenal fans everywhere in the world.
Me and every other Arsenal fan. We're all losing faith. You too as well.
Good man. Good man.
Well done. He's a man of his word, which counts for a lot these days.
I tried to forget this morning anyway. So.
First and foremost, on a serious note, Simon and I spoke about it last week. Obviously. What does it mean to you? I mean, how did you react in Paris?
I watched the game, every single game the last couple of weeks, and I watched the game City against Everton, and I thought after the halftime, I thought they're running the game, they're leading the score, it's over, it's gonna be until the end, and then Everton did a great second half, and they deserve to at least get a point. I thought they should have won that game, but anyway. After that game, Arsenal were champion. So I received so many text messages, that night, from people here in England, around the world.
Tell us, give us some names. Who texted you? If you can.
Were right. You're 20 years waiting, it's such a long time. We deserve it. It's such a great day for Arsenal, for the club, for everyone's. But I was thinking, but how many were positive, for the last couple of months? I've heard so many critics even from the fans, from pundits, from the players, and I was thinking, hell, what's going on? Is it something against Arsenal? But
especially your mate Vieira, he's been quite negative. Even when you won it yesterday, he couldn't quite bring himself.
Good morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist and Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. I'm getting a lot of love on here. Edith in Taunton says, morning guys, Jeff, spot on. Weetabix and butter is an elite snack. Malt loaf and butter is even better. No, I get the malt loaf as well, Edith. Not everyone's on track with us, though.
Edith.
Come on.
Malt loaf and butter. What's malt loaf?
Malt loaf's like almost like a mixed between cake and bread, really. So,
okay. Is that a southern thing?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. I seem to be missing out north of the border in my malt loaf.
Mally says, regarding Jeff's comments on Weetabix with butter, no. Years ago, my flatmate recommended and he swore by it. I certainly swore about it after. Butter is for bread, milk is for Weetabix.
Correct.
Come on,
here.
To give it a try, seriously. Give it a try.
Yeah.
Time now for this.
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
We are into the final week with the 2026 FIFA World Cup almost here thanks to Adidas, the tournament's official match ball supplier. talkSPORT is sending you and a friend to Dallas, Texas.
They certainly are. You could beat England's first game against Croatia on June the 17th with return flights, accommodation, spending money, tickets, and the official Adidas match ball, the 3 under, all thrown in. Are you ready to get that winning feeling? Here's how to enter.
Yeah, for your chance to win, head to talksportwin.com or text the word WIN to 83338. Text and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or you can call 0343 418 7260. Entries have got to be in by 4 o'clock next Monday afternoon. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a talkSPORT promotion. Full T's and C's at talksportwin.com. So for your chance to win, text the word WIN, just WIN, to 83338 and do it now. Now, could this man be on his way back to England?
Jamie Vardy, the fans sing here. They wave the thank you Vardy flags. His 200th goal for the club in his farewell game. His 500th for Leicester.
104th Premier League goal since turning 30. No one's got anywhere near 100 before. But Jamie Vardy is a different breed.
You can't write Jamie Vardy off. You know, he was playing non-league in front of, 962 people at Alfreton Town. He's still got that hunger.
When you speak to Leicester supporters, the greatest player in their history now is Jamie Vardy. So when he packs up, I fully expect there to be a statue of him outside the front.
Vardy is there! Jamie Vardy with the equaliser 11 minutes into the second half. That is quintessential Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, a year in Italy with Cremonese. They were relegated this season. Now, Jamie Vardy could potentially be on his way back to the UK. I think he's certainly going to be on his way back. Didn't go for plan, as I mentioned, Vardy. It was his first season in Italy. In pretty chaotic scenes, they were relegated on the final day of the campaign. Joining us now to tell us where it went wrong and whether Vardy has shown that he can still cut it in the top flight, Italian football expert Daniele Fisichella. Morning, Daniele.
Good morning, Daniele. How are you?
Morning, Jeff. Morning, Ali. I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, so tell us, how was Vardy viewed in Italy?
Well, when he arrived, he was viewed like the potential savior of Cremonese, a newly promoted side who never achieved salvation in recent years. They've been a bit of a yo-yo club. So he was handed the number 10 shirt. He was seen as a central figure, but it took a while for him to adapt to the league. He didn't start the first matches. And actually, Cremonese started the season ever so well with a 2-1 win in Milan against AC Milan. They had 7 points after 3 games, so they were looking like comfortable mid-table. But then the reality hit. They sacked the manager midway through. And to be fair to Vardy, he grew into the leadership role. He scored his first goal against Juventus in mid-October, then had a good spell, had a brace against Bologna, was voted man of the match in that game. Overall, then the injuries affected him as well. Cremonese really lacked firepower, really lacked creativity up front. In the end, Vardy ended the season with 7 goals, which obviously were not enough to save Cremonese, one of the poorest attack in Serie A, who unfortunately deserve to go down.
Looking at it, Daniel, I know it went down to the last game of the season. I think Lecce beat Genoa 1-0, which kind of put the nail in the coffin of Cremonese, who get beat by Como, who had a fantastic season. Once that relegation was confirmed, was there never any chance of him staying?
The contract is for 1 year for Jamie Vardy, and had Cremonese achieved salvation, he would have extended the contract. So I think it's very unlikely that he will then go to Serie B, to the second division. But overall, the experience of Vardy at Cremona has been positive. We have seen hundreds of British fans, Leicester fans on the standings to watch Cremonese. So obviously there has been a huge interest around him, and you cannot pin down the relegation to Vardy's form or to Vardy's performance. I think it was overall a failure of the team, who were always odds against to stay up, has to be said. So yeah, I think unless Vardy fancies staying in Italy into another top flight team, but at the moment it's very unlikely. Otherwise, I think it will be either on his way back or go somewhere else abroad.
Daniela, Milan looking for a new manager, and reports over here that Andoni Iraola could be one of those in contention. Is there anything in that?
Yes, there is, because the Milan management has already met with Iraola, his representatives. They offer him a 4-year contract, 4 million euros per year, which is a big boost from what he used to earn at Bournemouth. He's the main target for the manager role after they sacked Max Allegri last Sunday because Milan failed to qualify for the Champions League on the very last day. And actually, not only Allegri was sacked, but the entire top management of Milan was pulverized by the American owners, Jerry Cardinale, who owns Red Bird. So now why Iraola? They are fascinated by his ability to play offensive football, but also to turn problems into an opportunity. And what is done at Bournemouth obviously resonates with Milan. So they will have, hopefully, the opportunity to sign him. They know that there are other bids in place, but maybe by moving early, they could convince him to join this project, join a team that will play in the Europa League, that obviously will have to rebuild. But there are other names on the list of Milan. One is Oliver Glasner, formerly of Crystal Palace. It could be Mauricio Pochettino. It could be Ralf Rangnick, who manages Austria. But the idea is probably to close that in the next week before the World Cup begins.
Tell me, I mean, obviously, the defeat at home to Cagliari was disappointing for Milan in terms of Champions League football. Flip side of the coin, Como's result in Cremonese. What a season Como have had.
This is a fantastic story and a demonstration that ideas can win, and often do win you football matches, and often do win you seasons. Now, Cesc Fabregas has been in charge of Como for 4 years now. This represents a complete different approach to what we have seen in Italian football, because Como are a very rich and wealthy club. They're probably the richest club in Serie A, yet they only have the 11th highest wage bill. So they haven't spent lavishly, but they have recruited very, very smartly. Players who are no older than 26 years old, that can play a certain style of football, propositive, attacking, pressing. But of course, they have given also time to their manager to bed in. And their objective was never to reach European football this season, but they did it, and with the highest price. Now, I think it's a great story because they've grown, and they've grown organically. In the end, they end with the best defense in Serie A, but also in the top 3 for all the attacking metrics: goals scored, XG, shots on target. So that tells you that, you can win games by keeping the ball, of course, by attacking. It is probably the antithesis to what happened at Milan. So now they prepare for a Champions League campaign, which will be historic, of course, the first ever time they played in the Champions League, a club that only 7 years ago was in the 4th tier of Italian football.
Great story. Daniela, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks a lot, mate. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The Italian football expert, Daniela Fezzichella, there. We'll talk about Jamie Vardy a bit later. The one thing about Andoni Iraola, I would say, was said that his family wanted to go back to Spain. Well, by my calculations, Milan to Madrid is pretty much the same distance as Bournemouth to Madrid, so I'm not sure he would benefit there. But obviously, you're playing in front of 75,000 a week, as opposed to 11,000 a week.
He's done fantastically well.
Oh, brilliant! And again, I'm disappointed that he's leaving the Premier League.
Yeah, so
He'll be a loss. Lloyd in Essex says Weetabix butter and jam is a must. Been having it over 50 years.
He's thrown jam into the equation.
And here's another one I'm going to throw in. Westy says, "Morning guys, my granddad has shredded wheat with melted cheese. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that.
Show's gone to the dogs.
Don't knock it till you've tried
Weetabix and melted cheese.
Weetabix and melted cheese. Thank you, Westy. Still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Manage your Travis Perkins trade account online at travisperkins.co.uk or via the Travis Perkins app.
Do you know who made this song? Glad All Over? It's the Dave Clark fan.
Oh, sorry, I knew you sang it. No, I was aware.
Yeah.
I thought you meant who made it.
Yeah, Dave Clark fan.
Yeah, I knew it was Dave Clark 5.
Could be a historic night for Palace in Leipzig tonight. 12 months on from winning their first major trophy ever, they could become Europa Conference League champions. Palace fans, whether on planes, trains, automobiles, on your way to Germany, we want to hear from you. 03717 223344 is the number to call. And that was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
I don't think Roy appears to be in any mood to say he was wrong, because on his Instagram account, Keane shared a photo of a donkey with two lions in the background, and it had a caption of "Too much attention makes a donkey think he's a lion." So that doesn't appear to be Roy backing down, does it?
Does he have to back down then? By whose standards does he have to back down?
If you quoted somebody and you quoted them wrongly, and they hadn't said what you thought they'd said, you'd man up, wouldn't you?
Probably.
You'd front up.
Probably, because I think it would give me more strength to be right than in a different instance than being wrong and standing with it. Because if I was wrong, I still think that Fernandes is a weak leader. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player in an average Manchester United side. And I think you'll win nothing with him of significance. And they really haven't won very much. But that doesn't alter the fact that Fernandes is, I think he's better than he was 2 or 3 years ago. I think myself and Souness used to sit on this show going, never win anything with people like Fernandes. That's not a leader. Keane's a leader. Souness was a leader. I'll have those guys all day. And yes, I know they belong to a different era and a different generation, and an era and different generation that we should long lament for, because it's brand of modern day football. And no, thank you very much.
Roy's a club legend. Yeah. Do you think he's become a bitter club legend?
No, not really. I think he's set in his ways. I think he harks back to a time when United were, as I said, strode across English football with all the swagger. And I think he doesn't like the idea of them being an also-ran. And and he's basically saying, a day of a lion or a life of a lamb, whatever it is. They're lambs. They're lambs. This Man United guys. They can't even breathe the same rarefied air as the Man United teams of the previous. So I think there's an element of that. I think people look at things and go, like I do sometimes, look at people going, how have you got? I hate people getting rewarded for mediocrity. I hate people getting things that they don't really merit. And today's society hands it to them and lionises people. And I think Roy's a little bit like that. Now, I think it would be better for him to go, you know what? It's a strength to turn around and go, on this instance, I got it wrong, but I still think you're flake. I'll take that from him. So he should, but he won't. And that's part of the appeal of Roy Keane, that he will stand. You can listen to the other ones, like Ian Wright, that never say anything about anything.
Good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. I'm Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist is with me. Headlines this morning. Oliver Glasner, or Ollie, as the newspapers would have you know him, reckons winning the Conference League tonight would be the perfect leaving gift. Man City are leading the race to sign Elliot Anderson, and Tyson Fury has announced his next fight will take place on Saturday, August 1st in Dublin, 4 months before his clash with Anthony Joshua. If you like your boxing, massive weekend on DAZN. Friday night, York Hall. Charlie Edwards is in action, and then on Saturday, feud finally gets settled in Houston. Shock Foster defends his WBC super featherweight title against Raymond Ford.
We Charlie Edwards met him in Portugal.
Did you?
Went to his training camp in Portugal. Great lad. Wish him all the best at the weekend. And of course, later that night, pound for pound star Dimitri Bivol returns with his light heavyweight titles on the line against mandatory challenger Michael Eifert. Is it Eifert or Eifert? Maybe Eifert. 3 fights, 1 weekend, all on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
And Katie Shanahan is back with us. Hey, Katie, shredded wheat and melted cheese.
Oh, absolutely not.
No?
That sounds rancid.
That's the stuff.
I think it sounds quite nice. What about you? Would you go for a voice in the gallery?
My sidekick, I mean, there's nobody.
Someone in the office made a really good point.
He's crying out for
with the butter and Weetabix, surely you just bite it and it would just go everywhere.
Crumbles. It does crumble.
Yeah, but doesn't it just go all over you? It's too dusty. There's too much going on.
Yeah, where I come from, we use plates. I mean, not often, but by the way, this could be stretching things a bit far. Martin, the Stockport fan, says, my elderly mother asked me to pick up some Tabasco sauce and whipped cream. She has a small bowl of it every day, swears by it. Messed up, I know. Oh, Martin, she really is.
No sure
She really is.
I'll be quite honest. I'm not sure he's putting that in his Weetabix, Jeff.
Right, aside from Weetabix shredded wheat and Tabasco with whipped cream, what are we talking about?
We are talking about one of the stories of the season, Sunderland.
Brilliant.
As they finished in European places. They'll be playing in the Europa League next season. I was at the League Managers Association Awards last night. Nice to see Regis Lebris up with nominated for Manager of the Year, because he's done a fantastic job. So we were asking you this morning, can any of the promoted teams replicate what Sunderland have done this season, really? Who's going to be the next Sunderland in terms of, you've got Ipswich, Coventry and Hull? Well, we reached out to a Hull fan, and here are their expectations next season.
Well, I think you can already see that the chairman's got massive pull power. The players we've managed to sign in the Championship in the past, like Philogene, Fabio Carvalho, Liam Delat, players like that. I think with the extra enticement of the Premier League, I think he's going to have even more pulling power and bring in some really outlandish signings that could carry us up the table and do something really unexpected.
So Sunderland won the playoff final last season. Hull obviously did this time around. The owner says he's willing to spend money. So do you think they could be the surprise package like Sunderland were this season?
Well, right off the top of my head, no. Right? Because
even if they spend. Sunderland spent money and that turned out all right.
Absolutely. I mean, they'll give themselves a chance if they spend. And Sunderland would be the perfect example of that. But just recent history, was it Sheffield United did really well one year as well? But recent history would tell you that it doesn't happen very often. So that's why I would bet against it. I'm not saying it's impossible. Of course it's not impossible. I mean, if you have a window like Sunderland that had last year, and we've mentioned Granit Xhaka, some of the signings they've had were remarkable, particularly him. But history would tell you it's a very, very difficult thing to achieve.
Jeff, what do you think about Ipswich? What do you see as their main challenges next season? Is it keeping Kieran McKenna, who's obviously being linked with other jobs like Crystal Palace?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously he's been linked with a lot of jobs, but I don't know Kieran at all. You know, I mean, a big challenge obviously is not to become a yo-yo club. Yeah, having gone up once before. And listen to the fans saying, you know, Kieran McKenna's pulling power. Yeah, and he has, but he didn't keep them up the last time. Will they be better equipped through experience this time? Maybe. Coventry are the one.
Yeah.
I mean, with the best will in the world. You know, I think if you said which of the three would you most expect to flourish in the Premier League, for me, it will be Coventry, as long as Frank Lampard is the man in charge.
Yeah. And how do you think his experience in the Premier League will help Coventry this time?
Oh, yeah. I think that Frank obviously knows the Premier League as well as anybody. and I would imagine he'll know exactly where his team needs strengthening. See, that's the thing, because stating the obvious, it's a completely different ball game. That Championship to the top flight. The jump up in standards pretty dramatic, to tell you the truth. But you've got to see all three managers will know their teams well, and they'll know where they want to strengthen. Whether they got an opportunity to do that financially, time will tell. But I'm with Jeff. I think at this moment in time, I would fancy Coventry out the three to have the better placed finish. But it's just, we don't know what the window brings. We don't know what the signings will come between now and the start of the season.
Yeah, and we were talking Jamie Vardy a moment or two ago, going back to the Premier League. Now, I'm not sure he will be going to the Premier League, but when I look at Hull, I think the way they play, might suit Jamie Vardy if he wants another crack at the Premier League. They've gone for experienced players. You look at their squads, bang, full of experienced players. They don't got much more experience than Jamie Vardy. So if they could get someone who's going to put the ball in the back of the net, they've got Ollie McBurney, and he deserves a chance in the Premier League. He's sure he can do it as well. But who knows? I mean, this time last year we'd have been saying Sunderland, no, going down, not going to Europe.
I think if you offered all three teams 17th place just now, they'd probably take it.
Yeah, of course they would. Of course
they would take it. But I think you're right, Jeff. I think for Coventry, Frank Lampard is so key to that. He won League Manager of the Year last night, as well as Championship Manager of the Year, and he was given the award by the current England manager, Thomas Tuchel. And also, he in one of his speeches, he was just saying, and applauding how positive it is for English managers coming through, and Frank Lampard, potentially an England manager going forwards.
Yeah. Hey, Katie, before you go, we're talking weird food habits as Declan Rice revealed he has 8 pancakes with syrup before a game. Ben says, pot noodle in a sandwich.
How does that work?
No, that's just...
Surely it just...
Well, I think you've got to take it out of the sort of tub first.
Boring.
Pot noodle in the sandwich.
I've never had a pot noodle.
You've never had a pot noodle?
Oh, Ali.
Not for me.
Yeah.
We've got to try so many things on the breakfast show. We've got wheat bricks and butter, shredded wheat and melted cheese, and pot noodle.
Tom, who's a Wimbledon fan, says, morning guys, great show. So when my daughter was a toddler, I used to feed her Weetabix with hot milk. For laughs, I used to smear it over her face and wait for it to dry until it hardened. My wife went mad at me. I'm single now. And he describes himself as Dad of the Year.
Oh, dear.
And Grant in London says, the Stelling breakfast room echoes with the sound of small children sobbing. The milk jug lies broken on the floor where Jeff threw it. The crying children's tears moisten their Weetabix as they slowly spread butter on their morning cereal. Mrs. Stelling tiptoes forward and says, please, Jeff, just a little milk for their children. Their mouths are so dry. Thank you very much indeed, Grant. Weetabix with butter, you can't beat it. Pot noodle and a sandwich. Well, I'm game to try anything, I'll be brutally honest. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
Coming up, we'll turn our attention to Crystal Palace ahead of a huge night in the Conference League final live on talkSPORT. We'll give our takes on the game next and also bring you more on some of the reported fan troubles over in Leipzig.
Let's get back to some calls. Go to Darren. He's a Spurs fan. All right, Daz?
All right, Daz.
Hi. How are you, Daz?
Relieved. I'm not celebrating like some of the fans that have come on from Spurs. I think they're ridiculous. The only thing I did when the whistle went, I turned to my mates who I go with every time, and we said we're relieved, and we walked out the stadium because we just had enough. And the way fans are behaving, and calling out Chelsea, that's ridiculous. We finished 17th. They finished 10th.
They won nothing.
Hang on a minute.
They won nothing, though.
So did we.
Yeah, exactly.
We won nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, but we're a disgrace, and so are they.
Yeah, but we are more of a disgrace. And the way Tottenham fans are behaving is ridiculous. I agree with him.
Well, you will agree with him.
No, you're speaking. He's the first one that's phoned up talking any sense.
Dazza, right? It's a shocking season, but it's over. It's over. Season's over. We're up. Cheer up.
It's over. It's embarrassment. What do you think people like Glenn Hoddle look when they look at that side?
I know. Well, they've got to sort it out, haven't they?
Legends of the club.
Well, they've got to sort it out, though, Daz, haven't they? Got to start again.
Yeah, they've got to sort it out, but there's no good when fans are turning around like we've won a cup. It's ridiculous.
The stayed-up trophy.
Good trophy, that, though, Daz.
The inaugural. Well done.
Mate, it's good trophy, that. The staying-up cup.
Yeah, it should be a toilet bowl. It should be a toilet bowl because that's what it was. It was toilet. It was. They should have stayed in the toilet where most of those players came from.
Holding up a toilet. Silver toilet.
That's a good trophy, that.
Holding that up a lot.
Get a picture of that.
Yeah. Someone will AI that.
Staying up trophy.
Someone will AI that and send it to us, mate.
Yeah. It's unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, Daz, enjoy it, mate. It's up. It's over. We can all relax now. Got the World Cup coming up.
He's the only one under a rock.
Just relax.
The only one. The only one that's got any. Only one that's got anything about him. Only Spurs fan today.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Good morning, 6 minutes past 7. I beg your pardon, Wednesday, May the 27th. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist and Arnold Clark. Shop the upgrade event today and get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Don't miss your chance to boost your valuation. Now, you know me, Coisty, I'm not a moaner, but I did mention trains at the start of this show. And listen to this, on X, South West Railway's helpline has just posted this. Due to severe weather forecast across the whole of the South West Railway network, trains may be cancelled or revised because of this problem. Severe weather. It's sunshine. Sunshine. Get a grip. Run the trains. Do your job, for goodness sake.
Severely good weather, it meant.
Trains delayed by sun.
I mean, that's embarrassing, isn't it?
Words
drive you crazy.
Words fail me. That 10:30. Well, I'm not going to mention what time I'm meant to be getting on. Meant to be getting on. If my wife's listening, I'll be home at some stage today. Severe weather. Right. 12 months on from lifting a first major trophy in the club's history, Crystal Palace go seeking European glory tonight. They face the Spanish outfit Rayo Vallecano in the Conference League final. And, of course, it's live on talkSPORT from Leipzig. Oliver Glasner is keen to deliver a perfect conclusion to his 2 and a bit years in South London.
It would mean a lot, but not for me personally. I think especially for the players, for the group, because I know how hard every single player, every single one in the staff worked throughout the season. It will be our 60th game of the season, and this would mean a lot for me that we then could have a fantastic ending to the season. But however, the game ends tomorrow because it's sports, it's football, you never know. But I really enjoyed, and we all enjoyed this journey together, and we will give our best to get the happy ending tomorrow, and would be to win the game, of course.
What a journey it's been as well, on a scale of, marks out of 10. How many would you give Glasgow?
Oh, as near a 10 as you can get. I think 9 for Palace, no? Must be a 9.
I think so. He's considering what he's gone through as well. You know, they lost Elise, they lost Eze and Gay, and they looked like they were going to lose Mateta in January as well.
Only reason I'm maybe taking half a point off was the wonderful FA Cup point from Macclesfield. From their point of view, you know, it was a disastrous FA Cup, try to retain the trophy. That said, come on, it was a brilliant day for Macclesfield. So that's the only reason he's not getting a maximum.
Yeah, completely agree. Let's hear from another Palace supporter now. Let's bring in actor, comedian, big Palace fan, Doc Brown. Morning, Doc.
Good morning, Doc.
Can we stop talking about Macclesfield, please?
Consider it done, mate. Hey, is Oliver Glasner, regardless of what happens tonight, is he irreplaceable?
I don't like thinking about individuals being irreplaceable. I think Palace have moved on from that world. There was a time where if Wilfried Zaha wasn't fit, that was kind of it for us, you know? And I think we're at a stage now where no one is bigger than the club. Obviously, Glasner has overseen a period of unbelievable success. And he is at the centre of that. But for Palace fans, we can't be thinking that one person, even though obviously he is the manager, one person manages the entire thing. This has been a joint effort from so many people, all at the same time. The past year and a half has just been phenomenal, but I don't think it's down to one person only.
I think that's very fair. I think the last 18 months, as Jeff and I were saying, Doc, have been, a breath of fresh air. Call it what you want. It's just been absolutely tremendous. I was at both games at Wembley, Cup final, Community Shield, and I thought Palace were absolutely terrific. Here's a wee question for you. Obviously, European trophy tonight. Is there a little bit of a chance that, I wouldn't say the Palace fans, I know Glasgow and Crystal Palace won't, the players won't, is there a little bit of a chance the fans maybe just taking it a little bit for granted not the game itself, but the fact that they're playing Spanish opposition, maybe not the most glamorous of?
Yeah, interesting question. I mean, I'm out here in Leipzig. I spent the whole day here yesterday, and I've spoken to hundreds of fans now. Some that I know well, some that I've never met before, and tried to gauge the opinion. I'd say there's very, very few. You could probably count on one hand the Eagles out here that are taking this game for granted. I was walking through the terminal at Gatwick yesterday morning, and I bumped into an actor friend of mine who lives in Madrid, and he was on his way home to Madrid, and obviously I was on my way to Leipzig. He's a big Spurs fan, so we had a little laugh and a cry about that. But I said, you must watch a lot of La Liga. And he's like, yeah, I'm all over it, you know. And I was like, tell me about Rayo. And he said, you know what? They're almost like the Palace of La Liga, you know. They had one over on Atletico Madrid this year. They're absolutely no mugs, you know. They play hard and fast. You know, their coach is an Iraola disciple. And, you know, similarly, we are no mugs as a team, but also as fans. So, you know, we know what we're up against. We know just because it's not a Real or a Barca or even a Sevilla or a Bilbao, they're not to be taken lightly. La Liga is a serious competition. I know we like to think the Prem is the absolute be-all, end-all. But yeah, I've also met a whole bunch of Rayo fans out here as well, and they are quietly confident. So
yeah, well, you know, I mean, looking at them, they're unbeaten in 9 in all competitions. If you look at this season, I mean, they thumped Atletico. They'd taken points off Real Madrid and Barcelona, so they're no mugs. They usually have plenty of possession, but Palace won't mind that. Just one mention of one player, if I can, Doc, and that's Ismail Assar. It's been just a revelation, hasn't he? And particularly in this competition, top scorer in the conference with 9.
He has been phenomenal. He really has. Like, there's nothing more joyous than watching a player grow in confidence to that point where they feel they look like world beaters to us, but they feel that to themselves. That's where Ismail is at, you know. I mean, it's not like we don't know about Ismail Assar. He's been around for a while, but this season something's just electrified in him. I think at Palace, you know, last season, well, there was even a period, if you remember, before last season where we briefly had Zaha, Elise, and Eza. They didn't always play together because there was a lot of injuries and stuff like that. When Zaha left, you saw Eza really come into his own, especially when Elise was injured. And similarly, when Eza was injured, you saw Elise do the same. Now, all three of them are doing their own thing. You know, Zaha's been the man in Charlotte. Elise's clearly been the man at Bayern. And Eza's been the man at Arsenal to some extent, you know, 4 or 5 goals against Tottenham. You know, he's a hero over there. And I think, you know, with players like that, sometimes they need to be their own man, you know, and be sort of the man. And Sarr, with all those amazing talents gone, has really stepped into that void of like, I'm the man in this position. Give me the ball. I'm going to make things happen up top, you know. And you know, there's no one better doing what he does in that position than him, and it just works perfectly for him and his own self-confidence, I think.
Let's hope it works tonight. Doc, enjoy the game.
Enjoy it, Doc. All the best.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Thanks, guys.
Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
You might have seen some pictures as well on social media of Palace fans being in confrontation with some of the locals. And I'll tell you what, you know, English football fans get a bad shout abroad, and I'm sure there's some wrong-uns amongst them, no question about that. But all of the locals, they're all dressed in their black gear. Believe me, they've not come along to the particular bar where I saw the photos to shake the Palace fans' hands and say good luck tonight.
No,
they have not. So stay safe if you're out there as well. Guy in Worcester says, thanks, Jeff. Get these snowflakes told. I'm sick of all this nonsense due to a few days of hot weather. We've become a nanny state in this once great country. Just a reminder, coverage from Leipzig begins at 7. Kickoffs at 8. Palace fans, keep getting in touch. 03717 223344 is the number to call. Coming up, we'll be joined by Malpal Chris Kamara as he re-releases his single ahead of the World Cup. And we'll continue to bring you up to date with the latest transfer news, in particular, the future of Elliot Anderson.
You're talking about 2-3 players, right? And I get that Spurs miss out.
But that's the track record.
There's plenty of players out there
over the many
not
years.
lads from Middlesbrough who come off the bench in the playoff final. Like, do me.
Well, he was injured.
No,
He's been the best player in the Championship this season.
Yeah, I don't want to sign Championship players. Spurs don't need to sign Championship players. We've got Championship players. They've shown that. We've got Championship players.
Do you? I understand what you're saying. Hayden Hackney, I think, would be a good signing. He's been brilliant this season. But I understand what you're saying about actually you need to aim bigger than that on top of the Hayden Hackneys and that. But do you trust? Do you trust the owners enough?
No, I don't trust the owners.
I don't think it's down to the owners anymore. I think De Zerbi's got full control. I think he will be the one who's picking the players.
They still got to dip their hand in the pockets.
Well,
they've got to okay.
They're the
They've
ones
got to
who
sign off the
released
contracts.
statement when they got rid of Daniel Levy, saying that they're going to spend money.
But that's my point.
Everyone was going to change the narrative, and it was sporting success that they were.
And then what happened in January? They went and sold. They went and sold Brennan Johnson for 30 mil. Brought in Conor Gallagher for 30 mil.
Net zero spend.
Well, it was net 12 with Sousa as well, but. You know,
first team.
Exactly. My point is, and that's my point. So summer coming up, this is Tottenham Hotspur, and you can't get the Champions League players. It's not going to happen. But you can still attract with those big wages.
It's about
Alex Scott. They're the type of players.
Well, he came from the Championship.
Yeah, I know, but he's been in Bournemouth and he's top.
No, but they bought him from the Championship.
Yeah, but he's been playing in the Premier League.
Semenyo came. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you can be clever with your recruitment. Antoine Semenyo came from the Championship. Adam Wharton.
No,
but the point is about to win a European final.
Now.
Why not?
Because I don't want them. We've got to sign the Premier League players who are playing in the Premier League who have been top draw.
No.
Championship.
I think you're being a snob.
The point
Jamie's
making
is upgrading the squad now from where it is. They've had those middle ranking signings. They need polish to make them get over the line and pull them out of the situation they're in. Here's a question for
Michael Elise's done all right coming out of the Championship.
Go back to
Who did he go to? Went to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And then went to Bayern Munich.
Crystal Palace finished above you. They're in a European final.
Yeah, but you don't sign. We don't need players from the Championship.
You do.
Rookie. No, we don't.
You need a rebuild.
We don't need a rebuild from the Championship.
You don't need big time Charlies coming in.
What are you talking about? Good morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jeff Stelling and Ally McCoist, 7:20, Wednesday, May the 27th. Just before we move on with our competition, Matt, a Spurs fan, has sent me a long and really interesting text about railways and the issues in the weather. It says, to help you reduce your own personal temperature, this is the science. Train rails are steel, which expand in heat. A buckled rail is unsafe
for high-speed travel. If sensors detect a risk of buckling or if a buckle occurs, the line must be closed for repairs. To manage this, operators implement temporary speed restrictions during the hottest parts of the day. Slower trains exert less force on the tracks, reducing the likelihood of buckling, but does cause delays. We're a country built for cool weather, and meteorologically speaking, we aren't even in summer yet. So please chill and try not to think people are more annoyed than they already are. Peace and love from Matt, the Spurs fan. Thank you, Matt. That's great.
It's a great explanation, Matt.
It really is. But my question is, why don't we build the rails of the same stuff as they do in Portugal or Spain or Italy or anywhere else that has a hot climate?
Matt, over to you, because I'm unable to answer.
Right, talking of questions, we've got more questions coming up right now because it's time for this.
Bring it home on talkSPORT with Sky Glass, the TV designed for football. Find out more at sky.com/glass.
Yeah, all this week we're giving away the ultimate super fan TV package thanks to Sky Glass. Randomly selected for our online entries today are Shahid and Aaron, who'll be going head-to-head for a chance to win a Sky Glass TV and a year-long Sky subscription.
Yeah.
Shahid, good morning to you.
Morning, Jeff. Morning, Ali.
Good morning, Shahid.
Hey, Shahid, who's your team?
Leeds.
Oh, Leeds fan.
Oh,
okay.
good season, mate. Good, wee bit disappointing. FA Cup, I was there, but no, I think a good season. Quite happy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after taking a 14-start season.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And Aaron, good morning.
Good morning, Aaron.
Morning, Jeff. Morning, Ali.
Yeah, who do you support, Aaron?
I'm going to go Col United.
Who, sorry?
Colchester United.
Go Colchester United. Call you. Oh, right. Okay.
Is that Lear Road? Is it?
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore. It used to be. They moved into
now.
a new stadium next to the motorway.
Yeah.
So, which is great. It's a great stadium. But you try getting away from it. I mean, it's sort of one road in and one road out. But anyway, there you go. Feeling confident this morning, Aaron?
Not too bad. Listened to the questions yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Don't be too worried. Okay, so
hopefully one's the winning answer.
Yeah. Well, both of our days so far have been 1-0.
Yes.
As a full-time score. They have been tough. Right. Shahid, Aaron, this is how it works. 30 seconds each to answer as many World Cup questions as you can. You are allowed to pass if you don't know the answer. We can only accept your first response. Top scorer wins the Sky Glass TV and the year-long Sky subscription panel. Aaron, you're going second, and Coist, you'll ask you your questions in a moment. So, Shahid, you are first up. I'll be asking the questions. Are you ready, Shahid?
Yeah.
Okay. Your 30 seconds starts now. Who won the World Cup Golden Boot at the 2018 tournament in Russia?
A pass.
Okay, it was Harry Kane. Which nation has won the most World Cup tournaments in history?
Brazil.
Correct, 5 times. David Beckham was sent off at the 1998 World Cup against which South American country?
Argentina.
Correct. Who scored England's opening goal at the 2018 World Cup against Tunisia?
Harry Kane.
Correct. Which French player scored a hat-trick in the 2022 World Cup final?
Mbappe.
Correct. Whoa! Shahid nailed it. 4 correct answers in 30 seconds. The best performance of the week so far. Brilliant, Shahid.
Aaron.
Well done, mate.
I've had a quick look, mate. You're not beyond this. He set you a tough target, my friend, but you're not beyond it. You ready? You all set?
Yeah, give it a go.
Okay, partner, your 30 seconds starts now. Which country won the 2018 World Cup by beating Croatia in the final?
Ooh, pass.
France. Which African nation made history by reaching the World Cup semi-finals for the first time ever in 2022?
Morocco.
Correct. Which European country won the World Cup in 2006 after beating France in penalties?
Spain.
No, it was Italy. Which nation won the 2010 World Cup in South Africa?
Germany.
No, it was Spain, mate.
Oh.
I think you got one.
Yeah, Aaron, you did get one.
Yeah.
Look, unlucky, mate, because one would have been a winning scorer on Monday or Tuesday, but not today. Thanks for playing, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. Have a good day, mate.
Guys.
Yeah. Shahid, what can we say? Brilliant, mate. 4 correct answers. That was fantastic.
Top class performance.
It was brilliant, mate. Congrats, Shahid. You've won yourself a Sky Glass TV and a year-long Sky subscription. So well done, mate. Good start to a Wednesday.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Really is. We'll play again tomorrow, all thanks to Sky Glass, the TV designed for football. Find out more at sky.com/glass.
Bring it home on talkSPORT with Sky Glass, the TV designed for football. Find out more at sky.com/glass.
Good morning so far. Sam has texted here, says, morning, Jeff. Matt, the Spurs fan, you know, the Love and Peace Spurs fan who explained the railways. He said, Matt's full of nonsense. He said, the sign should just say, sorry for the delays. Unfortunately, our staff have pulled a sickie to spend some time sunbathing, leaving us severely understaffed. Oh, Sam, you cynic, you. And James has texted, said, morning, fellas, love the show. Where else can you hear about the physics of trains, whipped cream and Tabasco, and melted cheese on your cereal
Very
at
true.
7 a.m. on a Wednesday morning?
Very, very true.
Yeah, very true. And where else would you want to, James, eh? James is a very happy Villa fan. I'm surprised that Unai Emery didn't get more of a shout in those Manager of the Season award nominations, because I think he's been absolutely incredible. Some interesting news. I saw this a little bit earlier on, actually. Anthony Gordon, who'd been linked strongly with Bayern Munich, is now being linked with Barcelona. The player, it says here, the player is reportedly interested in the move. Well,
that's good.
You bet your bottom dollar he's interested.
It's good to know that, isn't it? Yeah. That surprises me as well.
I want to know Anthony Gordon's agent.
I know.
Because he's doing one heck of a job.
Yes.
I mean, whether it's true or not, he's putting his player up there in the headlines. I saw Anthony Gordon linked with Liverpool as well.
Did you really?
That? Yeah.
Obviously, the Bayern Munich thing's been on the go for a while. From his point of view, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, both would be absolutely incredible moves. I certainly couldn't see him starting any, if it's a vitally important game, I don't think he'd start, but he'd probably get game time in the squad. I mean, from his point of view,
he's a good player, you know.
No, of course he is, but is he going to get in before Yamal, Rafinha? You know, is he going to, one of the big games? Is he going to get in before Diaz or Musiala or Elise? I would suggest not. That's not to say it's not a brilliant move for him, and he could go there and certainly get a lot of game time and try and force his way into the team. Yeah. But no, I think you're right. I think his agent's doing some job.
Yeah, some job. Well, if any of the moves come off, that is.
Yeah.
Coming up, we're joined by my old pal Chris Kamara, and we'll hear more of those dulcet tones.
It's a little bit funny here. Oh! It's feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can.
It's a bit wooden, isn't it?
Easily hide.
I think from day one we were very clear that we are trying to select and build the best possible team, which is not necessarily to select and collect the 26 most talented players. Teams win championships, it's as simple as that. And what we are trying to achieve in summer can only be achieved as a team.
Is he right, Emmanuel?
I totally agree with him.
Team over talent.
You know, it's the same, when you manage a club, as a manager, it's, the team spirit is more important than individuals. And we've seen that every single season when the team who won the big trophies, are always playing as a team, not as an individual. Individuals are very important, but for me, the team is more important than the individual. So, as I said before, I was quite surprised in a good way when I look at the list, from Tuchel. And I thought to myself, maybe he's copying, what happened in France a long time ago, not so far away, when Aimé Jacquet became the manager for the national team. He decided to make strong choices, strong opinions, and he was under critics. A lot of people were killing him, but I want to remind people that during the European tournament in 1996 here in England, France, we went until the semi-final. 2 years after that, we became world champion. And then 2 years after the World Cup, we became European champion. And from that, they played the final in 2016. They played the final in 2020 against Argentina, won the World Cup in Russia. The reason why I'm saying that is because when he took over, as a manager, he decided to take away, from the team, the lack of Cantona and Ginola. They were huge players. Both guys, they were huge personality, huge player on the pitch as well. They were to pick up their form, They could have done so much things, But MHK decided to say, no, I don't want them. The team is more important. So I would probably pick, less talented players up front, but that can fit into what I want as a team. And we became what we are actually for the last 15 years.
Let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. Something like this?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision.
It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top level of football refereeing? You can apply to become a referee through your local county FA from as soon as your 14th birthday. After spending several hours either in the classroom or on the pitch, they'll grant you Level 7 status, which allows you to officiate amateur games. Then you'll work your way through the ranks of amateur football, not reaching the National League until Level 2. It's a long process, bearing in mind every level from 7 upwards takes an average of a year. Also, there's no specific number of games you have to ref or hours you have to log before moving on up. You simply just have to be good enough. Once you're Level 2 and have enough experience at a National League level, you can apply to the EFL to become a Level 1 referee. Then it's on you to get enough experience to climb through the ranks and eventually become a Premier League referee. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough to officiate games in the top flight. So if you want to make it to the top, there's less than a 1 in 1,000 chance of doing it, and it'll take you a decade to get there.
Good morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. I'm Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist is with me. I was going to have a go at energy bills as well, but hey, we don't want to stir another hornet's nest.
No, I'm with you on that one. Energy bills are nothing short of disgrace. I'm not sure these energy companies are making enough money.
No, I'm not.
Maybe could do an increase, eh?
Yeah, I mean, what are they saying? Just another 200 quid a year or so.
Incredible.
Just another 200 quid.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Did you see that? I was headlining one of the papers this morning about the water companies having a go at people filling their paddling pools.
I saw that.
Well, get your act in order, boys. If you stop the leaks, we wouldn't have an issue.
The irony of us in this country ever having a water shortage.
Oh, I know.
I know. How could it possibly be?
Oh, look, it's been sunny for 3 days, so surely it's officially going to be a drought soon, and there'll be a hose pipe ban.
Let's get back on the trains.
Yeah. Should we talk a bit of sport?
Let's go. What have we got?
Maybe. Yeah, so far this morning we've been through trains, we've been through Weetabix with melted cheese, and we've been through energy and water.
Have we watched how those two were at that golf yesterday? We were at that golf yesterday, those two.
No, we haven't. Well, we don't get asked to anything.
We don't,
I don't anyway.
Not I'm with you, mate.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Do you think we lack a bit of the social skills?
Amongst other things.
Yeah. Like the boys on Drive, they were joined by a whole host of stars from the world of TV, music and sport at the James Madison Golf Day yesterday, at which Coisty and I weren't invited to. One of those was the highest scoring Englishman in the Premier League this season, Morgan Gibbs-White.
Yeah.
Now, that wasn't enough to earn a place in England's World Cup squad, and he revealed what happened when he received the bad news from Thomas Tuchel.
Going into it, I kind of expected the worst.
Yeah.
I always expect the worst in them sort of situations, just so that when it does come, I'm not that disheartened.
Of course.
Obviously, when you find out the news, you're disheartened no matter what. But yeah, you as a football player, you try so hard for these moments because they're just. When you retire, you're going to look back and miss out. You're going to really miss out on these moments. So I tried to put myself in the best possible contention I could. And I believe I did that, and I know in myself I did that. So I'm comfortable with knowing in myself that I did everything that I could do.
Of course.
And then obviously I can't dictate people's opinions. But no, it was a great chat with him and an honest conversation, and I respect him for calling me and telling me that I wasn't, because he didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't have done any more, could he?
No, I think out of players that are unlucky, Maguire, Gibbs-White would certainly come into the equation for me, Lewis Hall. But Gibbs-White might even top the list, you know.
Yeah.
Amount of goal.
He's made a powerful case for himself.
Oh,
that was for sure.
Yeah.
Right, time now for our coffee break with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
Cammy is back, hoping to reignite England's footballing spirit with the re-release of the 2012 anthem Sing for England in a brand new remix. So, joining us right now is the man himself. Morning, Cammy.
Morning, Cammy. How are you?
Morning, Jeff. Morning, Coisty. How are you?
What a top form, pal.
Good. Hey, Cammy, I hope you do better this time, because 2012 we got knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Euros.
I know, it was scandalous, Jeff. We were there together as well. Absolutely. We were shocking. But this time, it's all going to be different. Harry Kane has had the season of all seasons, and now he won't be tired like he was at the Euros.
Yeah.
He'll be sparkling and will lead the line well.
Cammy, the first thing I've got to say to you is this, mate, right? I'm detecting a wee bit of English bias, mate. Now, you know, or you should know, you're so well loved up north of the border, mate. Why is there no Scottish song been released from you, mate?
Hawkeye the New. My name is Mac Nevada. I'm the leader of the band. It's coming out, Coisty.
Perfect. Hey, that be number one in Glasgow. Don't worry about that, mate.
Hey, Cammy, look, I know you'd rather be singing Brown Eyed Girl, but how much fun was it remaking that song?
Oh, it was brilliant, Jeff. You obviously know of the Bantam of the opera, the choir. I helped put it together, and 50 football fans from Bradford, and James Stills is the choir leader. They came together. They couldn't sing a note, and now they're performing in front of the King. They did Abide With Me at the FA Cup final. They've sang with the Philharmonic Orchestra. They sound like birds from heaven. They have come on so well. So the idea was to get them on board with the Sing for England, and they sound harmonious, Jeff.
Well, an obvious question leading on to it. singing for England, Cammy. How do you think England are going to do? And what do you think? Was there any surprises or disappointments in the squad for you? Because you probably heard Jeff and I talking there. I think there's one or two unlucky, particularly Gibbs White, mate.
Yeah, Gibbs White, but there's two ahead of him for me, Foden and Cole Palmer. How can you leave them out? Thomas Tuchel, obviously, he worked with Cole Palmer, but they have that X factor, both those two players. You never know what they're going to produce, and give them free rein to go. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel has got an idea and a structure of how he wants to play his team. So now he's picked his squad. No complaining. Just let's get behind the boys.
A quick word on the Borough, Cammy. In the end, they were disappointing in the final, weren't they? Loads of the ball, but not creating anything.
Yeah, since Christmas, they've hardly looked like scoring. They've had nobody up front, and losing Conway just during the Southampton game left them even shorter. You don't like to have a go at players, but Strelic's contribution on Saturday was virtually.
Cammy, I'm not letting you go, mate, until I get a prediction for. Have we lost him?
He's gone. He's gone.
Well, I'm not letting you go, but you seem to have let you go. That was a shame, because I was about to ask him the all-important question: where did he think Scotland were going to finish in the World Cup this year?
Yeah, well, that one we'll just have to leave that dangling.
Maybe it's better ending that way.
Yeah. By the way, Cammy's song, the reissued "Sing for England." A couple of big charities are benefiting from sales of that. So if you can possibly get a copy of it, then do so.
Some man
cut off in his pram. Tell you what, it takes something to stop Cammy talking, but there we go. We managed it. That was Chris Kamara, the great Chris Kamara, and that was our coffee break with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
And somebody has quite correctly texted and said Morgan Gibbs-White wasn't the top scoring Englishman this season. It was Ollie Watkins. Because you're absolutely right. Whoever wrote that will send him off to work on the railways, I think. Got a couple of messages on X. Dan says, get Ali a Bombay bad boy pot noodle. It will change his life. I've never heard of them.
Well, it might change one or two things. A Bombay pot noodle?
Bombay bad boy.
Oh, that just sounds dangerous.
And Stephen in Fife says, Weetabix with butter, Jeff, game changer. It has changed my life.
Wow.
How about that? You've got to try
it. Easy,
it,
please, not in Fife, right enough to be fair.
Coming up, we'll turn our attention to Elliot Anderson and whether Man City is the perfect move for him this summer.
You're going down next season.
No, we're not going down, mate.
You're going down, mate.
No, even you know that. Even you know
well,
that.
why am I saying it?
Well, because you know that's not going to happen.
What do you mean I know? I don't say things.
You know that's never going to happen.
Well,
we had this season was an absolute joke.
And what's going to change?
Well, everything's going to change.
Well, okay, name it.
Well, starting one with the manager. Right. The manager's come in and he's got results kept us up.
Right, okay.
He won't allow.
You said that last season.
No, we got Thomas Frank in the summer, and that was the wrong appointment. This is the right appointment.
Okay. But you said that last summer.
So everything will change.
You've got a new manager. You said that.
They won't allow that. They won't allow that to happen.
And you can't allow. You can't. You've not got a magic wand.
You can't sit there and say that Spurs are going to go down, mate.
I'm saying you now. You will be in a relegation battle this season.
Jace,
promise you.
Mate, shut up. What are you on about?
You're one of my favourites to go down.
What are you on about?
You can't just flick. Honestly, you've been in football all your life. You can't flick a switch and just think we're Spurs. You were Spurs last year, and you're Spurs this season.
Well, that's absolute garbage.
Have gone through the same thing.
Garbage.
Yeah, it's
the team
worse.
finished 17th, and then they sort themselves
out. Did you get better or worse?
What? We've got more points this season.
Did you get better or worse?
Well, technically, we got better.
Did you get better or worse?
Factually, we got better. Because we got 30. We got 38 points last season. We got 41 this season. Good season.
See, this is the
good season.
This is the arrogance and the naivety of you, and you just Spurs, mate.
No, but listen, I'm up for a laugh. Listen, I'm all up for a laugh, right? And it has been.
You're going down next season.
Oh, we're not. Oh, Jace.
You're going down, mate.
Jace.
You're going down.
Jace. Come on, mate.
EFL Roundup. Come on, mate. It's coming. All you've done.
I know you want to keep the narrative alive, right? Just for your own little self-worth.
What do you mean self-worth?
Oh, you want to keep it alive. You keep your little EFL roundups and keep your little Ange mask and keep all that garbage that you've done all season.
What do you mean garbage?
Load of old guff. All right, load of old guff. And it's only been good because Spurs have been crap. All right, so I know you want to keep it going, but you can't sit
24 months.
You can't sit there with a straight face and say Spurs are going to go down.
Right, next season, you're hearing this.
Get a full rundown of all the Championship's biggest teams in the Sports Bar.
Good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast at 7:48. Me, Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist, and Arnold Clark. Buy a used car, get a free 2-year service plan plus an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the Upplegate event today. Brilliant having Cammy on with his re-released England song. Don't forget all the proceeds from that go to charities. Good charities as well, by the way. But you can win yourself a trip to the 2026 FIFA World Cup courtesy of Adidas. You and a mate could be in Dallas on June the 17th, seeing England against Croatia live. We're talking flights, hotels, spending money, tickets, and the official Trianda match ball all included. So just head to talksportwin.com to enter, and for full T's and C's. Just a quick look at a couple of quick texts. Darren says, Minister of Misery, we're just British. We moan about weather, transport, and a number of things. It's a good thing we have you and Captain Giggles to offer a balanced view. You know, we've not often been called balanced. Unbalanced, yep, that fits the bill. And Ashley Newcastle fan says, morning, Laurel and Hardy. Now, I want to know who's the skinny one. That's what I want to know.
Well, I'm sure Stan Laurel was born in Scotland.
Was he?
I think he might have been, you know. I might have made that up, but I think he might have been.
Yeah. Look, Ash goes on to say, Cammy sounds so well. Wonderful to hear him. It is always wonderful.
I've just been told it was Lancashire, which is near enough Scotland.
Yeah. You're claiming Lancashire as your own now, are you?
Yes. Why not?
Katie Shanahan's back with us. Hi again, Katie.
Okay, so here we go. The Premier League season is over, so it's time to bring back everyone's favourite feature. No, it's not Shanahan's. It's Transfer Tinder.
Here we go.
Stick a load of singles in there, and then they fall in love.
Of course it's hard. It's supposed to be hard.
A 36-year-old, you'll have the knockers, you will.
Just because it's offering its teat, do I really have to muscle on that?
Is there anything in your personal life that could be causing you stress, sir?
I'm not a great lover.
Hello. Oh. What's your name?
Sarah Louise.
Sarah Louise. Fuck, you're up for it, aren't you?
I was in love at the time. That's what I was doing.
At the time?
Now, I am sure both of you are fully aware of how Tinder works.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Well, you swipe left if you don't like what you see, and you swipe right if you want it to be a match. But instead of dates, we're swiping for transfers. So first up, a 39-year-old silver fox is on the prowl for a new partner. Recently tried Italian, ready for some home comfort, fast, nimble, and guarantees a quick finish. So Jamie Vardy to Rangers, are you swiping left or right?
I'm swiping right. What is that again?
Good job you're listening.
You've nailed it, Coisty.
I'm swiping.
Jamie Vardy to Rangers.
No.
That's swipe left then.
Yes, I'm swiping left.
Swiping left.
We're just saying Lon Shanklin. So
yeah, we've got nobody else. I'm swiping right.
Well, I'm happy with Shanklin. I'm willing to give the boy Chermiti another.
Oh, Jamie Vardy's an upgrade on Chermiti. Surely to goodness.
I know, but he's 39.
Yeah, so you get one good season out of him, you win the title. Sorry, Celtic fans. I would have said the same if he.
And by the way, I love Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, if Katie had said Celtic, I'd have said right. Swipe right as well, by the way. Okay.
Right, next. Okay, so
I'm
still
going left, but just because we've signed Lon Shanklin, and I think Shanklin and Chermiti might do the business. There you go.
Next up, a smooth 23-year-old winner, comfortable in tight spaces with experience of a boogie under the disco lights of Champions League football, ready to woo a nation across the Atlantic this summer before painting the Premier League red. Morgan Rogers to Arsenal. Swipe left or right?
Well, he's not going.
He's not going.
Not going. Why?
Just play the game.
No, why would he go? Yeah, swipe left because he's not going. Why would he leave? Villa have got Champions League football. They've got an absolutely brilliant manager. He's a superstar there.
They love him.
You know, they love him. Don't
he's
go
going
anywhere.
to start in the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's a left for me.
There's also interest from PSG. So what would that be? Swipe
Still a
left
left.
or right?
It's a left.
Still a left.
Yeah.
Well, that's
If you're
an
Morgan, would
interesting
you go?
one. Where would Rogers play?
Seriously,
PSG?
and would you swap Birmingham for Paris? Come on. It's a left.
Massive right.
Ah.
And I love the good people of Birmingham. I love PSG, I've already said, they're my favourite team. Love watching them. Where would they play? Do you know what I mean? Because they play a 4-3-3. Would they play in a wide position? Gabby says he can play in a wide position. I think he's been terrific. And I think he had a wee spell where he kind of, along with Watkins, probably dipped a little bit. But I think the two of them finished the season such a high. Brilliant.
Okay, next up. Elliot
got a
Anderson.
match.
Oh, there we go. You've got a match. Elliot Anderson, 23, 5'10", guaranteed endurance. Not the tallest, but you know what you're getting with energy, enthusiasm, and he knows how to make you tick. His qualities have attracted the eyes of a sugar daddy in Manchester. So Elliot Anderson to Man City. Are you swiping left or right?
He might not be the tallest to you, but to me, he's pretty tall. I'll tell you that. Look, I'd swipe right, but question mark over it as well, though, because this is not Pep's Manchester City anymore. How are they going to do with Maresca? And the big question for me is, if he's going to go to Manchester City, what sort of guarantees has he been given about the outcome of the 115 charges?
I'm swiping right, but I'm swiping further right for Man United.
Oh,
you've got a match.
I think from Manchester United's point of view, next step, no Casemiro, Menu, Anderson, Fernandes. I like to look at it, I like the sound of that. I mean, he could play on both sides, there's no doubt about it. But I think if Manchester United want to keep on improving and go to another step, I think it'd be a good signing for them.
Well, Forest, I think, are valuing around 105 million. City, I think he's 80 million. So let's see what happens there. Right, finally, you can't beat a bit of experience, and this man has that in spades. Not the flashiest, but speedy, dependable, and ready for an upgrade. He likes his relationships the same way. He defends close, intense, and hard, like toffee with a certain smoothness. Aaron Wan-Bissaka to Everton. Swipe left or swipe right?
Swipe right, mate.
All day.
long.
All day.
Reunited with David Moyes.
All day.
I mean, they've been playing
He's
the big
Moyes'
boy.
kind of man, isn't he?
Yeah, they've been playing Jake O'Brien as right back. He's 6'6". With all due respect, you don't really want a 6'6" defender playing right back. You want him in the heart of your defence.
All day. I think, he's just kind of, I think he's a tremendous defender. Probably one of the best. He might still be the best 1v1 defender in the league. He kind of thrives on, not that way Kyle Walker used to thrive on people try to take him on. I think Wan-Bissaka's like that as well.
Lovely. United on the last one.
Yes.
Yeah. Lovely match.
We're
Well
very
done
much
all.
united in the last one.
Yeah, Katie, don't go anywhere, because look, we forget this. Forget the sport. Let's talk food again. Jamie in Galashiel says, ask Ali if he has salt in his porridge.
No.
Some people do,
I don't. Yes, some people do.
Sugar in your porridge.
Well, no, I don't have anything.
No.
What
don't
about
have
golden
anything.
syrup? Golden syrup.
Golden syrup's the best.
Yes, that is the best.
It's not. It's
It is.
not. The best is
So you're going to say fruit again?
honey and fruit.
No. Yeah,
Honey.
That guy just crashed his car again.
No, I do. I have milk, honey, and fruit in my porridge.
You've gone all healthy. Well done,
No,
you.
and I sometimes have those wee nut things as well. I crush it.
Wee nut things. What are those? Walnuts.
Are they walnuts?
Yeah.
I think they are.
And he has a few wee drams with him at the same time.
But
just so-
honestly, see porridge, bit of honey, some milk, and some fruit. Fantastic. Yeah. But I don't put salt in it. Sorry.
Our food chat, by the way, stemming from Declan Rice admitting that he has 8 pancakes with syrup before a game. Ali's promised he's going to try a pot noodle sandwich later on, a sort of Bombay bad boy.
Bad boy.
Pot noodle. Yeah.
Bombay bad boy.
Hang on.
What's with the bad boy?
Don't know. We might
Bad
find
boy
out.
pot noodle.
We might find out. By the way, Stan Laurel born Ulverston in Cumbria.
Yep.
And
I wasn't far away. I was right in between Lancashire
and I've got Stephen wants to have a word with you. Stephen in Fife.
Yes.
He says, Ali, what is wrong with Fife? I'm thinking about taking my signed Rangers top off the wall of yours after that.
Let me tell you about Fife, right? Fife, some wonderful, wonderful golf courses in Fife. And there is some absolutely stunning wee villages up there, all the way up there. Ely and Fife and all the way up. It's St Andrews and Crail. Beautiful. But it's not the West Coast. The West Coast. Is it Stephen?
Yeah.
The West Coast is absolutely stunning. It's rugged. We probably don't have as many beautiful wee villages, but we do have the scenery.
Stephen, get that shirt down off the wall.
Get it back up,
down
Stephen.
now.
I'm your ally, mate.
Katie, thanks very much indeed. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you.
What are you doing now? Are you?
Gonna go and have a nap.
Good for you. Good for you. Love it.
Right, still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Go big on landscaping with Travis Perkins. Find everything you need at travisperkins.co.uk.
We will be building up to Crystal Palace potentially becoming European Conference champions tonight with a man who reached the FA Cup final with them as a player and manager, Alan Pardew. And rugby league legend, friend of the show, Martin Afai, will preview the Challenge Cup final this weekend, which will be live on talkSPORT 2. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. From fence panels to decking or paving packs to topsoil, Travis Perkins has all your landscaping needs covered.
Interestingly, we just want to get your sort of on this whole players, seeing what people say about them and seeing what people write about them. And just quickly, this is what Gabby Agbonlahor had to say on a player yesterday on talkSPORT Breakfast. We were talking about Spurs and their saying up on the last day. And he had this to say about Vicario.
These players should have been walking around the pitch on their hands and knees saying sorry to the fans. And Vicario, I'm watching the game. I'm listening to the commentary with Gary Neville, who's spot on. This goalkeeper has done nothing in a Spurs shirt, been dreadful. And there's a clip of him offering out Seamus Coleman. Vicario, we've seen you punch, mate. You can't punch the ball. You're not going to be able to punch anybody. So we know you can't fight. So have some respect for a Premier League legend in Seamus Coleman. But that summed up Vicario yesterday. All over the sideline, trying to be a coach and jumping on the manager's back when they scored the first goal. Paulinho, I think, is an embarrassment to that football club. I'll get rid of him.
So that was Gabby talking yesterday on talkSPORT Breakfast. And talkSPORT put it on their Instagram. And what happened? Vicario commented saying, scary. And Gabby then replied, calling him a bluffer. So, Ali, what are your thoughts on players coming back and hitting back at what pundits are saying about them?
No, I think that they're entitled to their opinion, aren't they? If the pundit's entitled to give their opinion, they're entitled to have a right to reply. But I'm not too sure I've been getting involved in it. I think they've got far bigger issues and other things to concentrate on. I understand sometimes players needs or feel the right to defend themselves. They should always have that and have the right to do that. But I just think sometimes you wouldn't want to be getting yourself involved in what can turn into a petty argument. When I'm not saying you should be above that, but you've got more important things to worry about. Listen, there's no difference to a pundit having an opinion than there is a punter having an opinion, and we've had it since football began. That will not change. I'm with Jeff on the Fernandes thing. I think Fernandes has been brilliant this season. I really do. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. I'm a wee bit surprised he got himself involved in that kind of stuff. And I'm a little bit surprised Vicario is getting himself involved in that kind of stuff with Gabby. But absolutely, I would defend the right to reply. But I think sometimes there's no real.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Good morning to you. 5 minutes past 8 o'clock. It's Wednesday, May the 27th. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist and Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Dean has texted to say, I often think you're men of the people, but then I hear you haven't heard of a Bombay bad boy.
I know.
It's a sad day. Dean, I've educated myself, courtesy of Google, and this is Coisty, a Bombay Bad Boy pot noodle, one of the UK's spiciest instant snacks. It features classic noodles in a fiery curry-flavoured sauce, paired with an extra sachet of hot-fired chilli sauce to kick things up a notch.
So that's, I'm guessing that sounds optional, the second part, the sachet.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be quite such a bad boy if you don't put the sachet.
Yeah, yes, naughty. You'd be describing it
naughty boy.
If you're sachet-less.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you want to give it a go?
Not particularly.
No.
Kind of scares me a little bit.
And not for breakfast?
No.
Okay.
Concerns me that a little bit.
On the way for you this morning, we'll ask whether or not Arsenal are set for a period of domination. Emmanuel Petit believes decline is inevitable when it comes to the Gunners' rivals.
The fact that Pep Guardiola left the club, this is something very important.
Oh, crikey, that was short and sweet, wasn't it? You had about 5 words. We'll also get the very latest on Elliot Anderson's next destination and a tug-of-war underway between the two Manchester Giants. And, of course, we'll do more weird food habits after Declan Rice admitted he has 8 pancakes with syrup before a game. 03717223344 if you want to send your voice notes in. Now, though, will Crystal Palace create yet more history in Europe?
Time whistle blows. Oliver Glasner has led Crystal Palace to their first ever European final.
Honestly, very proud on the players, especially for many of them it was the first European experience.
With the ball in, and he's standing in the near post. Ismail Assar, yet again.
Yeah, in an ideal world, we'd top off Oliver's reign with a win next Wednesday.
Jean-Philippe Mateta, hands on hips. Here he goes, right-footed. Oh, he just calmly rolls it beyond the goalkeeper.
I just keep working hard and believe anything can happen.
Everybody, young and old, is on their feet. There'll be fans on their phones already, booking hotels and flights to Germany.
Of course, bear in mind that Crystal Palace should really have been playing in Europa League this season.
Remember?
Yeah, absolutely. They've recovered from the setback of that, and they've absolutely stormed the Conference League in the final this evening against Raja Vallecano in the city of Leipzig, where we can catch up with, well, never mind the pot noodle bad boy, it's the Peterborough bad boy, talkSPORT's live, voice of live football, Adrian Durham. Morning, Aid.
Hey, how are you, mate?
Guten Tag, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to Leipzig. It's beautiful there. There's a lovely breeze this morning, so I'm not quite melting today. It's fantastic.
I've got to say, it looks lovely in the background. Ed, I was listening. I was the same as you, mate. I was delighted to see those players getting a wonderful reception walking off during the match at the weekend, wasn't it? I thought you were going to explode, mate. I thought you were going to explode.
Brilliant.
I was on the brink. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but Brentford have got something to play for. So what are Liverpool doing? What's Jordan Henderson doing? And the game I was at, it's quite important for Champions League places. So I couldn't really understand what was going on there. Save it for afterwards. This is gold standard Premier League. Let's play football, guys.
Look, let's talk Palace, shall we? 59th game of the season. I know people will say, well, it's not exceptional, but it is in terms of the Palace squad, because they haven't got the sort of squad that, you know, the real big boys have got. What a job Oliver Glasner has done. It's a cliche to say it's a potential fairy tale ending, but it is.
Yeah, they've described it as a movie, and this is the climax of the movie, the last scene of the movie. And he said he wants to finish it off with a victory, obviously. Why wouldn't he? But it's an incredible tale when you think about it. He's come in, Elise's gone, and then Eze's gone, and then mid this season, Gay's gone just after they've lost to a National League North side in the FA Cup. And they're the cup holders, winning their first trophy in their history. Community Shield as well, which I think takes it up to 60 games this season tonight, to be honest. And now a European final to play in. So it's been an incredible journey under Oliver Glasner. And I think the fans have fallen back in love with him again. They certainly weren't in love with him after his outburst and he decided he was going to quit. And even he said there might be a new manager here by the end of the season. Yeah. That's all given and forgotten now.
Hey, tell me, mate, Istanbul I loved it. Absolutely loved it. The Villa Freiburg, I mean, going about the place, the atmosphere. I just thought it was magnificent. It really was, start to finish, camaraderie between the fans, the atmosphere within the stadium. was brilliant. What's it like over by at the moment? How's it feeling in the city at the moment?
Well, listen, I know there's reports there of trouble, and there was some trouble here last night. Let me put it into context. Last night, when we were walking around the centre of Leipzig, there were Rayo Vallecano fans, there were Crystal Palace fans, all seated outside, cafe culture, sitting outside, having their beers, having meals, etc. And it was wonderful. It was a classic European city, and it was fantastic. And the fans were mixing freely. There was no problem. The issue was, and it was an isolated incident, we'd been at the stadium all day, myself and my producer, as he mentioned, we'd been at the stadium all day, and we just returned, and I saw from the car we were in, a really large group of guys, all dressed in black, and I said, that doesn't look good at all.
Yeah.
Now, it could have been some sort of boot camp or whatever, but it just triggered in my head, something's going on there, and this was on a patch of grass outside the main station in Leipzig. And what do you know? A few minutes later, they've launched themselves at some Palace fans. So basically, it was Leipzig ultras having a go at English football fans who they see as hooligans. Basically, the English fans can't come on our patch, so we have a go at them. That's what happened last night.
Yeah, and we experienced that during the Euros, didn't we? You know, where everyone was out having a good time, but there were just tiny little groups of German ultras who wanted to make a point. But for the great majority of people out there, they just had a wonderful time. Absolutely. Look, any danger at all of Palace underestimating the opposition tonight, Aid?
I think that's the only thing that will stop Palace, Jeff, because you're right to use the word underestimate. When I've seen them in the Europa League this season, particularly in the two legs of the semi-final, I thought Rayo Vallecano going forward were electric. Palazon up front, he's out wide, he's in the middle, he's setting things up, he's having chances. De Frutos on the right wing is a Spanish international, really good player. I mean, he's capable. Maybe he's late 20s, so he's getting on a bit in football terms, but maybe capable of playing for a bigger club. There's some good players in there. Florian Lejeune is an experienced centre half. He's 35 now, so you'll remember him from Newcastle. And we scored those two late goals at Everton for a draw. Might jog people's memories. But they've got some good players, and particularly in attacking areas, some really good players. They're lethal from set pieces, certainly corners. All their corners look dangerous. So I think there's something to watch out for Crystal Palace there. And if they do underestimate them, if they don't do their homework, then Palace could be found out because they are pretty lethal going forward.
Ed, just a quick one on Palace themselves. I read this morning there might be a little bit of fitness tests on Wharton and Richards. Do you expect them to start come through?
Yeah, they were training. It depends on how hard they were training, how bad the injuries are. Can they actually cope with the physical context of an actual football match, never mind a final? So Oliver Glasner was cagey at the press conference yesterday when we asked him about it. And he said, I'm not going to tell you the lineup, but they were available for training. So whether that means they're available for the game or not, listen, I think a 75% fit Adam Wharton starts the game. He ain't missing this one. But he did talk at length about Daichi Kamada and how much he's a big game player. So he seems like he's got a lot of faith in Kamada if Wharton doesn't make it.
Yeah, I'm sure he has, but I'm right with you. Aid, if there's any chance of Wharton playing, then he plays. Aid, thanks very much indeed.
Enjoy it, Aid. All the best, mate.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Coverage from Leipzig begins at 7 with Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface and former Palace player and manager Alan Pardew. Kick-off is at 8. 03717 22 If you're a Palace fan, get in touch with us this morning. Up next, with Declan Rice eating 8 pancakes with syrup before a game, we'll get some of your weird food habits. And with Mikel Arteta all over the back pages, claiming Arsenal will be kings of Europe, we'll begin the build-up to that huge match as well.
They came mightily close, Emmanuel, to being relegated. And as I mentioned there, 2 consecutive 17th place finishes. And he's saying, 10 to 12 of these guys can stay on. You know, we've got, in other words, we have quite a number of them that can crack on next season. Does he have those players? Does he have as many as that who could do them a job next season? I mean, how many of this group go forward long term, do you think, with De Zerbi?
Well, if you point the finger at the players, I think everyone will say this exactly the same. They don't deserve to play at Tottenham. But if you look at the whole situation, take an X-ray, for the last 2-3 seasons, you realize that there is no serenity and on the bench. They have changed so many managers. And since Levy left the club last season, I think many people in the board have made so much mistakes, And I think the chief executive, I can't remember his name, but I think he has to take responsibility as well. So, of course, the players have a huge responsibility because when you look at the squad, when you look at the money they have, everything, the new stadium, the fan base, I think this club should have played, for European places. But if you look at the whole situation, I think, for me, I don't understand what's going on at Spurs, in terms of sport vision. I don't see it, because when things doesn't go the way they want, they fire the manager. When they don't want this player, they take another one. That reminds me so many clubs, the policy of so many clubs, and they are wrong. You have to stick with your vision. But what is the vision actually at Tottenham? There is no vision at all because the manager changed every single...
How do you like your eggs in the morning?
I like mine with a kiss.
Boiled or fried?
I'm satisfied.
Good morning, 19 minutes past 8. Wednesday, May the 27th. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jeff Stelling and Ally McCoist. A bit of how do you like eggs in the morning because I sent a text wild earlier on when I said that Weetabix with butter is a great thing. We were discussing Declan Rice eating 8 pancakes before a game. So that text, the text was set alight. With what other weird food fetishes? Oh, Weetabix with butter is not a weird food fetish, by the way. Which other weird food fetishes people have? And voice notes have been coming in. Here, first of all, is Jamie.
My pal Gavin's got a mental one. He likes dipping carrots into chocolate, like Nutella. It's absolute madness, but you can't beat the porridge and salt. I actually put it on toast, I know. Bit weird, but such is life.
I don't mind that.
What, carrots and Nutella?
I can understand that.
You can't.
I can.
You can't.
I can.
Seriously, you could be committed if you like carrots and Nutella.
I can get that. A crunchy.
Salt is bad enough.
No, I wouldn't put salt in my porridge, right? I think that's an Easter Scotland thing, right? Your man sounded for Easter. I can let him off with that. But I can understand a crunchy carrot with a bit of Nutella on it.
People are making these. Weetabix with butter is a real thing, but some of these are not. Next up is Steve.
Mal Deer goes mad at me for dipping my buttery toast inside coffee, and I love it. Coffee with toast. Dripping wet with butter, and I think that's pretty normal. Some people hate it, freak out about it, but not me. Love it.
I used to do that when I was a wee. I swear to God, if I never move for this seat again, I used to dip my toast in my tea.
Isn't there a horrible greasy film on the tea?
Do you know something? I look back, it would make me ill thinking about it. There was a couple of years, my mum used to make me my toast and I'd dip it in my tea. And I'm thinking to myself, I look back and I think, what was I thinking about? That's horrendous.
It does sound horrendous. Look, people are taking the mick. Alan, tomato soup with a Weetabix in it is delicious.
No, but I get
lads,
that.
a game changer.
I get that.
You're changing though, Alan.
I get that. I get that more than the butter.
No, you don't.
I do. I get the Weetabix and tomato soup.
Look, here's one for you, Brad from Sudbury. You like this one? Cheese and pickle sandwiches dunked in tea.
I'm not ruling that out.
I'm never coming to the McCoist house.
I'm telling you. I'm not ruling that out.
Yeah, Jeff, your breakfast's ready. Oh, no, thank you, Coisty. Aaron, jam and onion sandwiches, and he's explained it says raspberry jam, diced onion on wholemeal bread. I'm glad you put wholemeal bread. I mean, it wouldn't be the same, would it, if it was normal white or brown bread? No, it has to be wholemeal bread.
I'm ruling that one out. I'm ruling it out the equation.
Seriously, you lot are very strange out there. Adam from Coventry says cold ravioli on toast. Well, I get that because sort of leftovers.
Yes, I don't mind that. Yeah, I get it.
I get that. Sausage roll inside a piece of toast. It's like a wrap, says Simon in Warrington.
I get that as well. And the other one that you'd never heard, a Scotch pie in a roll.
No, I never heard of that.
Aye. If you get a nice fiery roll and get a Scotch pie, you look at me as if I'm just like...
I got a worse one here.
And then brown sauce in it. Yeah, I could handle that.
You lot are sick. Some of you lot are sick out there. Ronnie, fish finger sandwich with marmalade. Absolutely gorgeous.
Surely it means eating that with the band.
I got one more, last one. It's time for a bit of sophistication.
Oh, here we go.
And finally, we've got a sophisticated suggestion, and it's from Stephen from Hartlepool. Morning, Steve.
Morning, Stephen.
Says crumpets with baked beans and cheese on it. That sounds absolute perfection.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, no, it sounds great. Fish fingers with marmalade, for goodness sake. Right, let's get the latest odds with Coral and Dave Stevens.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Steve-o, good morning. Where are we starting this morning?
Well, it was a good morning until I love the talkSPORT listeners. They've let me down this morning. Some of those. I mean, butter and Weetabix, first of all. Horrible.
No. Answer me this question, Steve. Answer me this question. If you were offered Weetabix with butter on it or Weetabix in your tomato soup, what are you taking?
I'd go hungry.
Steve-o, we have been swamped by people who say that Weetabix and butter is one of the greatest things. Somebody called it life-changing. So you need to try it, mate.
Is that melting the butter? Is that spreading the butter?
Spread the butter. You
can't believe I'm asking, but
it's a non-starter.
And some of those other ones, marmalade and fish finger sandwiches, Nutella and carrots. No, come on.
I get that one. Well, Steve, I'm going to introduce you to that next time you're up at Western for the Gold Cup.
Buttered toast in a cup of coffee.
No. But Coisty thinks that's a good thing that he does for tea.
I used to drink that in my tea when I was a boy. I did.
I put it this way: it's not replacing the old square sausage that we have for breakfast up at the Western House, Ali. That's a gastronomic delight, isn't it?
It really is, mate. It's an absolute. It's a winner all the way, my friend. Winner all the way. Listen, Steve-o, tonight's Europa Conference final. I'm guessing.
Yes.
Palace will start favourites, yeah? Is that fair? Yeah.
They are, but I think the message appears to be this morning is don't underestimate Rayo Vallecano.
Yeah.
8th in La Liga. What were Palace? 15th in the Premier League. So sort of a good indication. But they're even money favourites, Palace. What a job Oliver Glasner has done has done over recent seasons. So even money to win in 90 minutes, 1-2 to lift the trophy. I suppose that fundamentally is what matters. Rayo 6-4 to lift the trophy, 3-1 in 90 minutes. Rayo 9-4 the draw. Heard you talking earlier about Ismaila Sarr and how he has been a star this season. He's 5-1 to open the scoring tonight. I mean, look, in terms of correct scores, 1-0 Palace is 5-1. That's the shortest price. 1-1, also 5-1. So we think it's going to be close. But Jeff, Ali, predictions?
Yeah, I fancy Palace. I'm very, very hopeful they'll win, and I don't think they'll. Well, certainly the players won't take them anything but seriously. I could see a 2-0.
Yeah, I think Palace as well. But I think it'll be one of those cagey European finals, and I'm going to go for Palace by the only goal of the game for me.
Yeah.
What about Saturday and the Champions League final? And Mikel Arteta has been very vocal, saying we're going to go there and we are going to win it. We're going to do the double. And I think Arsenal are a pretty skinny price, to be honest, Steve-O.
I'm glad you said that, because, Ali, I think you and I might be in the same boat where we might have a pound on PSG already. Yes. So my opinion of this is any quotes of odds against, which PSG are, they're 13-10 to win this in 90 minutes. I just think they are a superior team by some distance. Arsenal 21-10, so just over 2-1 to win in 90 minutes, 23-10 the draw. But it's a one-off where we know anything can happen. But I don't know, Jeff. I agree with you. I think Arsenal's price is too short. I think that reflects that clearly, as a British firm, we're going to see more money for Arsenal. I just think you look at PSG's attacking options. I mean, they're strong all over the pitch. With the perception maybe of goalkeeper, Arsenal are probably stronger. But I don't know. For me, PSG are the best team in Europe. They were last season. They are again this season. But the betting very much gives Arsenal. It's 4-6 PSG to lift the trophy, 11-10 Arsenal. That is very close.
Yeah.
So look, there's plenty of hope there for Arsenal fans. But Ali, I know, as I say, you like me are a massive fan of this PSG side.
I got them right immediately after the final last year. Believe it or not, after they destroyed Inter Milan, I got them at just over 8-1, just short of 91, Steve, which was a ridiculously good price. Listen, mate, quick one on Derby and the Oaks. Any news?
Yeah, look, we haven't really spoken since the weekend where we had the Irish Guineas, 2,000, 1,000. The Irish 2,000 Guineas winner, the Colt Gustard. He'll head to Royal Ascot for a rematch with Bo Echo in the St James's Palace Stakes, which would be brilliant. 10-11, Bo Echo, 9-4, Gustard in that one. But it was the fillies that Precise. I mean, Ryan Moore must be not Precise's biggest fan. He did ride her in the Newmarket Guineas, where she got beat by her stablemate True Love. He then switched to True Love for the Irish Guineas, and Precise and Wayne Lorden came steaming past them in the last furlong. Amelia Earhart, also trained by Aidan O'Brien, like Precise, are now 5-2 joint favourites for the Oaks. So, look, Aidan always has a strong hand going to Epsom. Yeah. He's got Benvenuto Cellini favourite for the Derby. We've got the French Derby this weekend, so Aidan will shuffle his pack. Constitution River favourite for that, but could go to Epsom. So the next sort of few days will tell us more. But yeah, Aidan O'Brien has got a strong hand, but Ryan Moore could be facing another tricky choice, and I'm not sure Precise is his favourite filly right now.
Steve-O, before you go, look, amongst all these bonkers suggestions, just occasionally one comes up, you think, actually, that might work. So Kevin says, a bacon and banana sandwich, a taste sensation. What do you think?
I'm not writing that one off. The salty-sweet combination.
I think that's got potential, Coisty.
Bacon and banana.
Bacon and banana.
Yeah, you do bacon and maple syrup on pancakes.
Steve, there's no way you are heading there before you're rolling square sausage with brown sauce.
Steve-O, thanks very much, mate.
Have a good day,
Thank you, gents.
Enjoy the game tonight.
And that was Look at the Latest Odds with Coral 18 plus gambleaware.org. Coming up, Mikel Arteta on the back page of The Sun this morning says, we'll be the kings of Europe. Does Ali agree with him? You'll find out next.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Now, Simon, you're going to enjoy this, Producer Luke from the other side of the glass, come on through. Ladies and gentlemen, Simon and I often talk about producer Luke. Here is the show coming around here.
Can you just say your name, what you do in your life, and everything?
Tell us about the bet.
Listen, I am. You did say if we win it, I've got to come in and apologise. So I'm doing that. I'm holding my word. So. Manu, I'm sorry. Come on the Arsenal. There you go.
Don't be sorry to me. Be sorry to the Arsenal fans everywhere in the world.
Me and every other Arsenal fan. We're all losing faith. You too as well.
Good man. Good man.
Well done. He's a man of his word, which counts for a lot these days.
I tried to forget this morning anyway. So,
first and foremost, on a serious note, Simon and I spoke about it last week. Obviously. What does it mean to you? I mean, how did you react in Paris?
I watched the game, every single game the last couple of weeks, and I watched the game City against Everton, and I thought after the halftime, I thought they're running the game, they're leading the score, it's over, it's gonna be until the end, and then Everton did a great second half, and they deserve to at least get a point. I thought they should have won that game, but anyway. After that game, Arsenal were champion. So I received so many text messages, that night, from people here in England, around the world.
Tell us, give us some names. Who texted you? If you can.
Were right. You're 20 years waiting, it's such a long time. We deserve it. It's such a great day for Arsenal, for the club, for everyone's. But I was thinking, but how many were positive, for the last couple of months? I've heard so many critics even from the fans, from pundits, from the players, and I was thinking, hell, what's going on? Is it something against Arsenal? But
especially your mate Vieira, he's been quite negative. Even when you won it yesterday, he couldn't quite bring himself to give it all of it. Yes, of course, if they win the Champions League, they will be remembered as the biggest achievements. But not the biggest team, not the best team.
Oh, really? With Patrick having a day?
Compared to the Invincible?
Compared to you guys, or compared to the Invincibles,
Let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. Something like this?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision.
It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top level of football refereeing? You can apply to become a referee through your local county FA from as soon as your 14th birthday. After spending several hours either in the classroom or on the pitch, they'll grant you Level 7 status, which allows you to officiate amateur games. Then you'll work your way through the ranks of amateur football, not reaching the National League until Level 2. It's a long process, bearing in mind every level from 7 upwards takes an average of a year. Also, there's no specific number of games you have to ref or hours you have to log before moving on up. You simply just have to be good enough. Once you're Level 2 and have enough experience at a National League level, you can apply to the EFL to become a Level 1 referee. Then it's on you to get enough experience to climb through the ranks and eventually become a Premier League referee. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough to officiate games in the top flight. So if you want to make it to the top, there's less than a 1 in 1,000 chance of doing it, and it'll take you a decade to get there.
Good morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist and Arnold Clark. Shop the upgrade event today and get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Don't miss your chance to boost your valuation. Just before we talk Arsenal, Parker in Lancashire, I think he's posh. I think it's posh Parker in Lancashire. Yeah. Am I right, Parker? He said, guys, toast in tea is the one. I have 2 cups of tea, one for dipping the toast in and one for drinking. Don't drink from the wrong cup. Pretty impressive, that. Martin in Lim. Morning, gents. How did Bob Marley like his donuts? With jam in. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Martin. Well, it's not very good, really, but anyway, thank you, Martin. Right, it's been a week of celebration for Arsenal. Rightly so. First Premier League title since 2004. Now, with Pep leaving City and Mo Salah on his way out to Liverpool and lots of issues there, are we about to see an Arsenal domination under Mikel Arteta? Someone who was instrumental the last time they dominated the sport between 1998 and 2004 was Emmanuel Petit, who joined White and Jordan yesterday and said this about any potential domination.
Looks like, because he's been a manager for the last 6-7 years now, and he's been improving the team for very well, for the last 4 years, and now we've done it. They won the title, but when I look at the team, the structure, the spine of the team, when I look at the manager, when I look what's going on as well in other clubs, the biggest rival, and there are probably four teams, in England, against Arsenal. But the biggest one, I think it's Manchester City. They've been running the Premier League for the last 10 years, And the fact that Pep Guardiola left the club, for me, this is something very important at City. So who's going to come? I have no idea, but it won't be the same anymore because top players as well have been leaving the club for years now.
Yeah, and I take his point. But on the counter side to that, we're hearing today, Elliot Anderson may be joining Man City. So it doesn't sound like they're downgrading in terms of, ambition.
Look at the last players they signed. Gehi, Cherky, Semenyo. And you could argue they've come in and been excellent. They've strengthened that City side, so I'm not sure they're going anywhere. I think there is improvement in Arsenal. I think City will still be there. Liverpool have to be better and more consistent than they were last year. Manchester United, I think they will improve. However, I definitely think they will find it more difficult with the extra games, Champions League. But I do take the point. I can see Arsenal getting stronger. And you and I had a little chat about it yesterday. Where would you strengthen Arsenal?
Well, left-hand side offensively,
that'd be the obvious
and
one.
For me, I'd be looking for another striker. I'm not knocking what Jota has achieved this season.
No.
But I just think you need more backup. And,
I don't disagree with that because Jesus...
I think he'll leave. I think Gabriel Jesus will leave. He's too good to be, just warming the bench.
I think Havertz I really think he's a terrific footballer. I really do think he's an excellent footballer. Clearly not an out-and-out number 9. You could, definitely left. I think they're a different side when Timber plays, when he's fit.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, he's a terrific player. Look, Martin Samuel writing in the Times this morning says that it could be the last time we see this particular Arsenal. He says, defence will remain a strength, but it'll be different next season. Arsenal can't play like this again and succeed. They can become a better and more expansive team and thrive. And I get his point, because obviously everybody talks about the number of goals they've got from set plays. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. But that's not likely to happen again next season. They're going to have to find a different way to score their goals.
Well, I would disagree. I would disagree, but it's the line there, defence will remain a strength. Of course, it'll be different next season. Arsenal cannot play like this again next season and succeed. I think they probably could, to tell you the truth. Right? I hope they don't, and I don't think they will. I think they will be more expansive, and I think they'll be a lot easier in the eye next year, Arsenal. I genuinely do. But I don't agree with the statement they can't play like that again and succeed, because I think they did it with a lot of success.
As far as the set plays go, don't you think that sides will find an answer? Sides are already finding an answer to it.
Yeah, but if you're extremely good at it, it's very, very difficult to defend against. And they have got players that have got fantastic delivery and attack the ball. I mean, it is that basic. If you've got players that can put the ball quality balls into a dangerous area, and you've got people that can attack it, and are good headers of the ball, it is difficult to play against. But I take the point. I don't agree with the statement that they can't do it. I think they can. I hope they don't. And I hope they become more expansive. And I think they will become more expansive. And I think they will get more goals in general play. I genuinely do.
I agree. I think especially now that they're champions, I think next season we'll see them play with a bit more swagger.
Yes.
And they've got the players to do it, for sure.
Swagger's the perfect word. I nearly said arrogance. Maybe not so much arrogance, but certainly a lot more belief. Because there were times, absolutely, and understandably this season, Jeff, there was times where they looked nervy.
Yeah.
Because they'd never got over the line before.
Yeah, long time since they won it.
Yeah. And the players and the staff were unaware how to go over the line.
Yeah.
But they did it, and they now know how to do it. And I don't care when they says that is a massive thing. Yeah. Once you've done it, you know you can do it. Yeah. And until you do it, you don't know you can do it.
Yeah. And it's obvious when you've got players like Odegaard and Eze and Saka, you can play with style.
Majiki, of course. Odegaard, of course.
Two-time FA Cup winner with the Gunners, Jack Wilshere, joined Drive yesterday at the James Madison Golf Day. He had his say on Saturday's Champions League final.
They done it a few days, or was it the Tuesday or the Monday before? Like, they didn't have to go into that game at the weekend with all that, like,
it would have been draining.
Emotions and mental capacity. Like, so listen, that doesn't mean that they're going to win, because I think PSG won it ages ago as well over there. But they're used to that. They're used to winning that. So I don't know. Maybe it can give Arsenal a boost. There'll definitely bring them more together as a team when you win something together. Like, it's the best feeling ever. So let's see.
Yeah. You can hear Saturday's Champions League final right here on talkSPORT from the Puskas Arena in Budapest. Build-up comes from Adrian Durham before Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce take over. Kick-off's at 5 this weekend. Don't miss it, by the way. If you're expecting an 8 o'clock kick-off, it's at 5, the Champions League final. talkSPORT Breakfast live from Budapest on Friday morning. Stay tuned for some exciting news regarding that. And who will be alongside Ali for those 4 hours? I'm guessing it's not me, if it's exciting news. I've got one more text.
It's exciting, though.
Good, yeah, it is. I know who it is, and it is exciting news. One more text from my mate Greeno, the postie. He says, lads, Monster Munch and pickled onion sandwich with red onions and mayo. Well, I could go for that. He said, by the way, Jeff, there's a postie application form on its way to talkSPORT's headquarters. 30 hours a week, mate. Oh, Greeno. 30 hours a week, that's a deal breaker. Sorry, pal. Right, let's take a look at what's still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarx Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarx.
We'll be crossing back over to Leipzig to speak to the former Palace manager Alan Pardew ahead of tonight's Europa Conference League final. Can Palace win their first ever European trophy? And we'll get the latest transfer and management movements with talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With pay-as-you-go hire from Travis Perkins, you can get straight on with the job. Available nationwide at all hire branches.
I don't think Roy appears to be in any mood to say he was wrong, because on his Instagram account, Keane shared a photo of a donkey with 2 lions in the background, and it had a caption of "Too much attention makes a donkey think he's a lion." So that doesn't appear to be Roy backing down, does it?
Does he have to back down then? By whose standards does he have to back down?
If you quoted somebody and you quoted them wrongly, and they hadn't said what you thought they'd said, you'd man up, wouldn't you?
Probably.
You'd front up.
Probably, because I think it would give me more strength to be right than in a different instance than being wrong and standing with it. Because if I was wrong, I still think that Fernandes is a weak leader. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player in an average Manchester United side. And I think you'll win nothing with him of significance. And they really haven't won very much. But that doesn't alter the fact that Fernandes I think he's better than he was. 2 or 3 years ago. I think myself and Souness used to sit on this show going, never win anything with people like Fernandes. That's not a leader. Keane's a leader. Souness was a leader. I'll have those guys all day. And yes, I know they belong to a different era and a different generation, and an era and different generation that we should long lament for, because it's brand of modern day football, and no thank you very much.
Roy's a club legend, yeah. Do you think he's become a bitter club legend?
No, not really. I think he's set in his ways. I think he harks back to a time when United were, as I said, strode across English football with all the swagger, and I think he doesn't like the idea of them being an also-ran. And and he's basically saying, a day of a lion or life of a lamb, whatever it is, they're lambs. They're lambs. This Man United guys. They can't even breathe the same rarefied air as the Man United teams of the previous. So I think there's an element of that. I think people look at things and go, like I do sometimes, look at people going, how have you got? I hate people getting rewarded for mediocrity. I hate people getting things that they don't really merit. And today's society hands it to them and lionises people. And I think Roy's a little bit like that. Now, I think it would be better for him to go, you know what? It's a strength to turn around and go, on this instance, I got it wrong, but I still think you're a flake. I'll take that from him. So he should, but he won't. And that's part of the appeal of Roy Keane, that he will stand. You can listen to the other ones, like Ian Wright, that never say anything about anything, or you can listen to Roy Keane. I love Roy Keane all day. I love him all day, and every now and again he'll say something that he shouldn't say, or won't row back from something he has said. And you can draw your own opinion on him, and you can conclude that that might be a limitation of Roy, and he should do this. Who says he should? We?
Good morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. I'm Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist is with us, 8:49, Wednesday, May the 27th. We haven't really touched on Rangers signing Lawrence Shankland yet, have we?
Yeah.
This morning, Coisty. Overdue, I think, was...
That's the word I would use. That's exactly the word I would use. Rightly or wrongly, I think if they'd gone and got him in the January window, whatever it was, 18 months, 2 years ago, I think they'd won that league as well. But no, it's a great signing. He's been terrific for Hearts. Best finisher in the country. He might be Scotland's probably is Scotland's most natural finisher, I would think. Best finisher in the country since Chris Boyd, I would suggest. And he's gone to his boyhood club, and I think I read the quote that he left, statement he left when he left Hearts the other day there, and I thought it was very, very well written and very appreciative of the time he had there. He did them proud, was captain there. And I think it will be a very, very good signing for Rangers.
Yeah. Shankland, of course, will be in the States of Scotland at the World Cup. Correct. You could be there as well, thanks to Adidas.
Absolutely. And like I'm in Dallas, obviously, on June the 17th, seeing England versus Croatia live. We're talking flights, hotel spending money, tickets, and the official Trionda match ball, all included. Head to talksport1.com. That's talksport1.com to enter and for full T's and C's now. Now, a lot of attention on Saturday will understandably be on the Champions League final, but if you like something to get in the mood for silverware, then in TalkSport 2 at 3 p.m, it will be, of course, the Rugby League Challenge Cup final. Defending champions Hull KR take on Wigan. And joining us now to build up is Rugby League legend Martin Afire. Martin, a very, very good morning to you. How are you, mate?
I'm good, boys. It's a sunny morning
Good lad.
in West London, and all is good.
Yeah,
beautiful. Listen, I'm going to say to you, mate, you're one of 5 and a statue outside the wonderful stadium. That must mean a heck of a lot, pal.
Absolutely. You know, it probably means more when I go to watch things outside of rugby and sport, you know, Oasis concerts and stuff like that. And then you just walk past it. And if I'm honest, it brings back some memories, of pain, brings up back some memories of triumph. You know, you think about all the things that you had to overcome to get to, that situation. And you have that moment. We all have our moments in life. And thankfully, I managed to take mine in '94 when I scored that length of the field try against Leeds. That gets played on the BBC every year. And created my moment. And now I'm immortalised on a statue outside Wembley. So, it's a bit surreal.
Brilliant stuff. Look, I tell you, Martin, interesting, different approach to this final, isn't it? Because Hull KR ran in 60-odd points against Wigan the other day. But, you know, Wigan played basically a total reserve team. And Hull KR went really strong.
Yes, I suppose they're coming from different situations. Obviously, Wigan, great legacy, in this competition. Obviously, I was part of the team that, won it 8 years on the trot. I was the latter half, so I won it the last 4. You know, my good pal Sean Edwards is going to be guest of honour on Saturday at the Challenge Cup final.
Brilliant.
Played in every single round of every 8 years that we won the Challenge Cup at Wembley.
Wow.
So we've had a great history. You know, Hull KR, up until last year, they hadn't won a trophy for 40 plus years or something like that. These two teams have never met in a final before. As I say, Wigan had a fantastic 2024, won everything, and Hull KR, they had a fantastic year last year, won everything. Both these teams have beaten NRL teams and the Brisbane Broncos and the Penrith Panthers, teams who we thought were unbeatable from down under. So this is kind of some big bragging rights on this final on Saturday, and we're going to see the likes of Mikey Lewis and Jez Litton for Hull KR, and Harry Smith and the young lad Noah Hodgkinson, who I understand is going to get a start on the wing. It's what a day it's going to be for him and his family, stepping out there, similar to Zach Eckersley a couple of years ago, who went on and scored a try. So, as we all know, Wembley is made for moments. It's made for big finals. And it's going to be a big final on Saturday.
Man, a quick look. Is it Dean Hadley that looks as though he's struggling with hamstring a little bit?
Yeah, I think there's a few players are struggling. Obviously, Bevan won't be there either. So, that's what Wembley is. People make it who you don't expect to make it, and some people you expect to make it doesn't make it. But they say time waits for no man, and come off Saturday, it's going to be an exhilarating final, as I say, because Willie Peters is going off obviously after this year to coach the PNG Chiefs, the expansion team down in the NRL, which is coming in a season or two, and so it's definitely a moment for Hull KR. As I said, that they haven't had a success for a long time, and now they are kind of matching winning. They are matching Wigan because winning is about legacy, but it's also about winning now. And both teams will want to win. I'd say Willie Peters and Matty Pete will have the tactics really bore down.
Yeah. I mean, if you look back at that semi-final against St Helens, Wigan that day, they were scary good, weren't they, Martin?
Dominant.
Yeah, they were. As I say, Wigan, they were really impressive at the beginning of the season. Obviously, they had some injuries. Jay Field was out. As Bevan French, I also mentioned, was out. They'd missed a few other players as well. I think the likes of Sam Walker was missing for a bit. Julian December was carrying knocks. So they stumbled for a bit, but they're starting to get their form back. I would say Wigan are slight favourites for Saturday, but only slight favourites. And, you only need to go back to 1998 when the Wigan Warriors were turned over by Sheffield Eagles and, John Keir's side to know that, there's no givens in a final.
Yeah.
Well, do you see any, or can you make any comparisons between, either of these two teams, actually, but, more preferably Wigan, comparisons with your own side that you mentioned and Sean Edwards' side?
Yeah, that was a special team. It's very hard to compare the two teams, but obviously the Wigan team of 2024, that was the first team that had equaled what the Wigan teams that I was part of back in the 90s. Obviously, not only did they win everything, the grand final, the league leaders shield and the Challenge Cup, and they also won the World Club Challenge as well, and the Sports Personality Team of the Year. So that was the only team that's matched it. But obviously that Wigan team, the likes of Andy Farrell, obviously Shaun Edwards, Gary Conley, household names within that team. And I was privileged to be part of that side.
Brilliant, Martin. Enjoy the day.
Enjoy it, mate. Good to see you.
Will do. I'll be watching the Champions League in the evening as well.
Good lad.
What a day of sport we've got lined up, mate. Terrific.
Indeed, yeah. Rugby league legend Martin Offiah there. Food. I tell you what, the Weetabix with Butter Army is on the march big time. Scott says Weetabix with butter and Marmite, delicious. Been having this for 40 plus years. He says, and Gaz, the Sheffield Wednesday fan, it's a bit different. He says, my kids dip their French fries from McDonald's in their milkshakes, and they have ready salted crisps on sandwiches with Nutella. Horrible little creatures. Can't wait till they're 18 and take their filthy habits to their own houses. Guys, you don't mean it. You will miss them when they're gone, believe you me.
For sure.
Coming up, we'll cross back to Leipzig. Can Crystal Palace make history tonight and win a European trophy? We'll discuss that next with their former boss, Alan Pardew. Stay with us.
Let's get back to some calls. Go to Darren. He's a Spurs fan. All right, Daz?
All right, Daz.
Hi. How are you, Daz?
Relieved. I'm not celebrating like some of the fans that have come on from Spurs. I think they're ridiculous. The only thing I did when the whistle went, I turned to my mates who I go with every time, and we said we're relieved, and we walked out the stadium because we just had enough. And the way fans are behaving, and calling out Chelsea, that's ridiculous. We finished 17th. They finished 10th.
Yeah, they won nothing.
Hang on a minute.
They won nothing, though.
So did we.
Yeah, exactly.
We won nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, but we're a disgrace, and so are they.
Yeah, but we are more of a disgrace. And the way Tottenham fans are behaving is ridiculous.
I agree with him.
Well, you will agree with him.
No, you're speaking. He's the first one that's phoned up talking any sense.
Dazza, right? It's a shocking season, but it's over. It's over. Season's over. We're up. Cheer up.
It's over. It's an embarrassment. What do you think people like Glenn Hoddle look when they look at that side?
I know. Well, they've got to sort it out, haven't they?
Legends of the club.
Well, they've got to sort it out, though, Daz, haven't they? Got to start again.
Yeah, they've got to sort it out, but there's no good when fans are turning around like we've won a cup. It's ridiculous.
The stayed-up trophy.
Good trophy, that, though, Daz.
The inaugural. Well done.
Mate, it's good trophy, that. The staying-up cup.
Yeah, it should be a toilet bowl. It should be a toilet bowl because that's what it was. It was toilet. It was. They should have stayed in the toilet where most of those players came from.
Holding up a toilet. Silver toilet.
That's a good trophy, that.
Holding that up a lot.
Get a picture of that.
Yeah. Someone will AI that.
Staying up trophy.
Someone will AI that and send it to us, mate.
Yeah. It's unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, Daz, enjoy it, mate. It's up. It's over. We can all relax now. Got the World Cup coming up.
He's the only one under a rock.
Just relax.
The only one. The only one that's got any. Only one that's got anything about him. Only Spurs fan today.
Life after football. For a lot of players, it means going into punditry. Some turn to coaching or working in the game in other ways. But what about the rest? Some former footballers turn their sights away from the game, and there are a few big surprises. First up, from rainbow flicks to pancake flips. Ex-Chelsea and Southampton defender Ken Monku switched up his footballing career to buy a Dutch pancake house. He bought out the shop, which had been his favourite pancake spot as a child, and before long he was mixing the batter and getting behind the stove. Next, Everton legend Thomas Gravesen swapped out the high stakes of the Premier League for those of the poker room. He made over 150 appearances for the Toffees and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Turned out the Danish international was pretty darn good at poker. He racked up a reported £100 million from his Las Vegas adventures. Remember former Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech? Turns out football nets weren't the only goals he was pretty handy in front of. After retirement, he became a goaltender in ice hockey. Same skills, very different surface. And he even won a Division 2 title with Guildford Phoenix. For ex-Liverpool centre-back Daniel Agger, it wasn't just fancy footwork that was in his blood. He was also pretty good with his hands. The Denmark international turned to tattoo artistry after he hung up his boots. He'd qualified as a skin artist while at Anfield, and he then became the co-owner of his own tattoo company as well. It's not all glamour for ex-pros, though. 1966 World Cup winner Ray Wilson set up a very different kind of business. He became an undertaker after he retired. Finally, not many people can say they've won both a World Cup and starred in an Oscar-winning film. In fact, there's only one person in the entire world who can say that. Frank Leboeuf, the former Chelsea defender, was part of the 1998 France squad who won the World Cup. He ended up marking Brazil's Ronaldo in the final and helped his side to a 3-0 win. But Leboeuf had already begun acting on the side while he was playing football, and his biggest role came some years after his retirement when he landed the part of a doctor in the Stephen Hawking biopic The Theory of Everything.
I embrace the career of acting, so I want to learn more. So seeing lots of movies is a part of my job.
To be honest, with all the dramatic diving in the game these days, there's probably tons of ex-pros who've got the acting skills to make it in Hollywood.
Good morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist, and Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan, plus an extra £500 on your part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. The pitch says to here, he sent a text in saying a friend would order an extra portion of chips that he would have salted, put them in the fridge overnight and eat them cold for breakfast the next day. You can't beat a cold chip. Well, a hot chip can be a cold chip, but But I do like a cold chip.
That's the biggest retraction ever. You can't beat a cold chip, but you probably can with a warm one.
You must have left chips on the side of your plate, and then when they're cold, you've gone back and had some.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about that. But I can't lie to you, I do prefer them quite hot.
Yeah. Look, we've had some bizarre concoctions, but seriously, what's your ideal breakfast? What would you choose?
Ideal breakfast?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm at the weekend, my fry up. Always have a fry up at the weekend. I mean, during the week, I'll have maybe bits and pieces, maybe some porridge, whatever it may be. Fry up. And it has to be a couple of tatty scones. Do you know what a tatty scone is?
You told me before.
That's a tatty scone, a couple of poached eggs, and I put the poached eggs on top of the tatty scone. I'll have square sausage, bacon, mushrooms, beans, black pudding, and haggis.
Oh my God!
And then I lie down for an hour and a half.
Whoa!
And maybe one bit of sourdough toast to go with, and
is that because you're watching your weight? One bit of sourdough toast.
You can't even see a fry up at the weekend, man. Oh, I love a tatty scone, and I deliberately put my poached eggs on top of the tatty scone so that the tatty scone should soak in the egg when I. Yeah. What's yours? Here we go.
Look, I tend to skip breakfast. You don't get a physique like this.
Oh no,
by eating too many meals.
You're blessed actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I like. Sorry, when you come with a big fry up. So if I say eggs Benedict, it's going to make me sound posh, isn't it? But a bit of eggs Benedict, I like a bit of that.
I'm not a great fan of is it hollandaise sauce?
Yeah, I love it.
I'm not a great fan.
Well, if I was just a bacon buddy, but the bacon has got to be so crispy, so crisp.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. And see if I've got a real quality fry up. I always have brown sauce, but I probably eat the first half of it without any sauce, and then I add the brown sauce.
Why?
I don't know. But if I'm really enjoying it, I won't put brown sauce on it till maybe halfway through it, and then I just add the brown sauce. I don't know why.
But as none of this is going to be available, when we finish at 10 o'clock, Weetabix with butter. You just.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, Jeff.
Right, what a time Crystal Palace have had under Oliver Glasner. Can the Austrian sign off in style tonight? It's live on talkSPORT. Glasner spoke yesterday about his desire to give Palace fans a happy ending to his tenure in Leipzig tonight.
It would mean a lot, but not for me personally. I think especially for the players, for the group, because I know how hard every single player, every single one in the staff worked throughout the season. It will be our 60th game of the season, and this would mean a lot for me that we then could have a fantastic ending to the season. But however, the game ends tomorrow because it's sports, it's football, you never know. But I really enjoyed, and we all enjoyed this journey together, and we will give our best to get the happy ending tomorrow, and this would be to win the game, of course.
Which would be absolutely wonderful as far as Glasner is concerned, and what a job he's done there. Do you understand why he's leaving, by the way?
Well, for a new challenge, perhaps. Do you know what I mean?
Says he hasn't seen his family, or not regularly. Like, he's been living apart from his family for 2 years.
I get that. Of course. We said it yesterday, didn't we? Yeah. We spoke about it yesterday. Of course, football's massively important, and your occupation is massively important, but the most important thing is your family, without any shadow of doubt. So I can understand that. Maybe he wants to move home. I don't know the full story, Jeff. You might have kids at school at that age, and naturally you would miss them. So maybe he does want to go back home to be nearer them, which is a very acceptable thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Says he plans to sit on his terrace and spend some time with his family. So we hope he enjoys that. We hope he enjoys it as a European Conference League winner as well. Let's cross live to Leipzig right now, shall we? And speak to a man who reached 2 FA Cup finals with Palace, one as a player, one as a manager. Alan Pardew joins us. Morning, Pards.
Morning, Al. How are you?
Very good, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, really good, thanks, mate. Look, this has been a phenomenal effort, really, hasn't it, by Palace? Bearing in mind the way it started off with the disappointment of demotion from the Europa League, that could have been a bit deflating.
Yeah, I think that was a really huge blow to them to have to step aside and go into the Conference League. And of course, ironically, if they win this, they go back into that competition. So that would be some kind of justification. I think this competition has been great for them. I mean, if you're going into a European competition for the first time, which they are, obviously this is just slightly below the European Europa League, and I think that's benefited them in terms of getting experience, understanding the travelling, the combinations of playing in Europe and playing in a Premier League, the difficulty that brings, and I know that very much so. So yeah, I think it's been a great competition for them, and it could be, just this great ending, which we're all hoping for tonight.
And we're talking earlier on about it. They've been on a great run, Palace, no getting away from it, and they've had a fantastic 18 months, 2 years. How important tonight that Wharton and Richards are fit?
Yeah, very important. I do believe they are fit. I've got a couple of people got close to me still at the club, so I think they're going to choose from a full fit squad, which is really good. Wharton is a player, Ali, I know you'd love, because he has that pass for a striker where he can just time it perfectly into the run in terms of the weight of his pass. He's exceptional. So he's very, very important. I think Sarr's the key man. He's the striker that's been getting the goals. I think he's got 21 goals this season and top goal scorer in this competition. So he's the boy to watch tonight.
See, on that, Alan, just coming back to you on that, I couldn't agree more with you. Wharton's one of these midfielders, mate. See, when you look at him and he's about to receive the ball, the first thing he does, mate, is have a look forward to see what's ahead of him for a pass forward.
Yeah, he's unique. In terms of Crystal Palace, when I go back through the years of players who have played central midfield, and I being one of them, not many with the talent that he has to be on the half turn, to play a pass without having a touch and complete it perfectly, to turn away from danger. All those attributes that are setting him aside from other central midfield players that we've had in the past, and I think Palace fans love him for that. But whether a top club will come for him, probably we'll wait and see. But he's underestimated a little bit, and he gets around the pitch quite well. He's got a kind of awkward sort of range the way he runs, but he still manages to do the shift, and that's important if you were playing in a Crystal Palace team.
Over the years, the Conference League, since its inception, really, it's had its critics, but I mean, this is where its value is really shown. Palace, big European final for them, but I mean, look, Rayo Vallecano, who are 8th in La Liga, but the second half of the season have been absolutely brilliant. I mean, their wage bill is around £30 million, about a fifth of Palace's.
Yeah.
So an amazing achievement for them to be there as well.
Yeah, very similar stats. When you look at both teams, in terms of the way they play and the possession they have, the chances they create, they're very, very well matched. I actually think Palace, probably for the first time in their history, are going into a cup final as favourites. So that's quite unique. But yeah, they are a good opposition, and it'll be a tough game tonight. And Spanish teams got great technical ability always, regardless of how much funds they have. They always seem to unlock a technical team, and I think it'll be a great spectacle tonight because both teams press quite high. And I think it'll be. I don't think it'll be a boring state game by any means.
Brilliant, Alan. Enjoy it.
Enjoy the game, Alan.
We will do. Come on, the Palace.
Good man.
Coverage of the 2026 Conference League final gets underway at 7 right here on talkSPORT with Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface, and the man we've just spoken to, Alan Pardew. And as always, the Sports Bar will be able to take your calls from 10 straight after the final whistle and trophy lift.
Do you know what I love about it, Jeff? I love that. I actually love this tournament, and I love Europa League because I was at Europa League last week, and do you know what it was like? There was a freshness about it, mate. And they'll be the same tonight with teams that don't necessarily particularly get to European finals. And I loved it. I love being about Istanbul, and I think the atmosphere with those supporters tonight, they'll enjoy every. I'm not saying for a minute Liverpool, Man United, and whether it's Real Madrid. I'm not saying for a minute their fans take it for granted. I'm not saying that. They enjoy it, right? But they're there a lot more often.
It's when Manchester City get to Wembley, and go fill the place.
That's the point.
I understand that because they've been there so many times before, you know.
That's why I think this is a great thing. I really do. And I get back to
lovely fresh.
Yeah, I get back to West Ham winning it. Brilliant. You see all those guys. Brilliant. It's fantastic.
Chris in Croydon is a Crystal Palace fan. He's a bit of an odd one by the sounds of this. He said weird food combination: rice pudding and bovril.
No, that's a wind-up.
No, I'm not having
That's a wind-up.
And
That's quite a
here's
wind-up.
another text. Said that just because this is Peter, the Liverpool fan in Belfast, said, just because the football season is over, has this become the food channel? Love the show. And he's addressed it to Dear Alan and Peter. Brilliant, Peter.
Oh,
thank you so much, mate. Coming up, we bring you the very latest on the future of Elliot Anderson.
You're talking about 2-3 players, right? And I get that Spurs miss out.
But that's the track record.
There's plenty of players out there
over the many
not
years.
lads from Middlesbrough who come off the bench in the playoff final. Like, do me.
Well, he was injured. He's been the best player in the Championship this season.
Yeah, I don't want to sign Championship players. Spurs don't need to sign Championship players. We've got Championship players. They've shown that. We've got Championship players.
Do you? I understand what you're saying. Hayden Hackney, I think, would be a good signing. He's been brilliant this season. But I understand what you're saying about actually you need to aim bigger than that on top of the Hayden Hackneys and that. But do you trust? Do you trust the owners enough?
No, I don't trust the owners.
I don't think it's down to the owners anymore. I think De Zerbi's got full control. I think he will be the one who's picking the players.
They still got to dip their hand in the pockets.
Well,
they've got to rotate. They've got to sign off the
released a
contracts.
statement when they got rid of Daniel Levy, saying that they're going to spend money.
But that's my point.
Everyone was going to change the narrative, and it was sporting success that they were.
And then what happened in January? They went and sold. They went and sold Brennan Johnson for 30 mil. Brought in Conor Gallagher for 30 mil.
Net zero spend.
Well, it was net 12 with Sousa as well, but. You know,
first team.
Exactly. My point is, and that's my point. So summer coming up, this is Tottenham Hotspur, and you can't get the Champions League players. It's not going to happen. But you can still attract with those big wages.
It's about
Alex Scott. They're the type of player.
Well, he came from the Championship.
Yeah, I know, but he's been in Bournemouth and he's top.
No, but they bought him from the Championship.
Yeah, but he's been playing in the Premier League.
Semenyo came. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you can be clever with your recruitment. Antoine Semenyo came from the Championship. Adam Wharton.
No, but the
point is about to win a European final.
Now.
Why not?
Because I don't want them. We've got to sign the Premier League players who are playing in the Premier League who have been top draw.
No.
Championship.
I think you're being a snob.
The point Jamie's making
is upgrading the squad now from where it is. They've had those middle ranking signings. They need polish to make them get over the line and pull them out of the situation they're in. Here's a question for
Michael Elise's done all right coming out of the Championship.
Go back to
Who did you go to? Went to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And then went to Bayern Munich.
Crystal Palace finished above you. They're in a European final.
Yeah, but you don't sign. We don't need players from the Championship.
You do.
Rookie. No, we don't.
You need a rebuild.
We don't need a rebuild from the Championship.
You don't need big time Charlies coming in.
What are you talking about? It's not big time Charlies. You've got to find the right prospect. But you don't sign a player from the Championship. We've got Championship players. We finished 17th.
I think you're being harsh, and I think you're being a snob.
Very good morning to you. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. I'm Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist is with me. Mark was a Bolton fan texting me, and because Bolton beat Stockport in the League One playoff, he said, Jeff, how has Dave Challoner the cat been this week? You know what, Mark? This is serious. He's not been well. He's been really under the weather, Dave Challoner, one of my cats. Really under the weather. He's hurt one of his legs, so, he's been a bit down in the mouth, to say the least.
I wish him all the best.
Neil, as a Walsall fan, says, my wife has Jacob's cream crackers and tea in the same cup. She crumbles the crackers up and stirs them in her cup of tea. Even our two daughters do the same.
That's not right. They sound crackers. They sound Jacob's cream.
Yeah. And Maddie from Manchester, bacon and egg on a muffin with salad cream. Said, sod your brown or red sauce. Not sure about that. Look, it has been a morning full of weird breakfast choices. So that could only point us to one man.
Crookies Roundup, right here every day. Crookies Roundup, which players are on their way. If an agent's got a story.
Hello, Alex Crook. What you got for me?
Crookie gets it first.
Yeehaw, cowboy! There's a snake in my boot.
He gets all the gossip from the best players to the worst. Of course, it's time for Crookies Roundup. He's the very best. He's the rootinest, tootinest journo in the Wild Wild West. Crookies Roundup.
Yeah, I know Buzz from my Bournemouth days, actually.
Yeah, that's right. All the latest transfer stories and managerial movement now. Let's say good morning to talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook. Morning, Crookie.
Morning, Crookie. How are you?
Good morning. I think it's still too early in the summer for that jingle, but
yeah.
We'll
I love it, mate.
Hey, Crookie, I can tell just by looking at you, mate, that breakfast-wise, you're a sort of Ryvitas man, are you?
Crookie, you've put one or two away in your time. Give us your ideal breakfast. Come on.
Do you know what? I'm a full English man when I eat breakfast, but I'm trying to get in shape for the World Cup at the moment, so I'm not actually eating breakfast at the minute. No? One meal a day, boys. One meal a day.
Oh, wow.
That surprises me.
Lewis has got a good one here. I like this. He said, strawberry jam on toast with sliced cheddar on the top of it.
Aye, I've had that. I don't mind that.
Yeah, I could get that.
I don't mind that.
Look, Elliot Anderson, let's talk about him first of all, shall we? Been a bit of a tug-of-war, hasn't it, between City and United?
Well, a tug-of-war seems very much stacked in Manchester City's favour, Jeff. I think United always knew that this was a difficult deal for them to do. I think we've known for a while that Manchester City was Elliot Anderson's preferred destination. I was told actually earlier this week that ideally City want to get this one tied up before the World Cup. Whether Evangelos Marinakis will play ball, I think remains to be seen. But Anderson's made it pretty clear, from what I understand, that if he's going to end up in Manchester, then it's likely to be on the blue side. I'm intrigued by the fee for this one because I think City feel that £80 million would be a fair valuation. I think Forest would push towards the £100 million mark. And you've got to say, I was picking up my team of the season in the Premier League, and I think Elliot Anderson is very much a contender. He didn't do his chances any harm with those 2 assists that he got in Forest's recent trip to Old Trafford. And I think he is going to be a key player for England at the World Cup in terms of unlocking that midfield.
If Elliot Anderson ends up at City, does that mean Rodri's on his way out, Crookie?
I think possibly, Jeff. He's not been the same player, has he, since returning from that nasty knee injury. We know there's interest from Real Madrid, not just in Rodri, but in Enzo Fernandez as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if Rodri was to move on this summer. And you've got to say Elliot Anderson would seem to be a really good replacement.
Crookie's going to say to you, I don't know about player of the year, but I think agent of the year might be Anthony Gordon's agent, right? Please,
should be a new category, that.
Please enlighten us. Anything happened there?
Well, there's a lot of talk coming out of Spain this morning, and we believe at talkSPORT it's got substance that Barcelona have opened talks with Newcastle over a potential move. Now, I'm not entirely convinced where they're going to get the cash from, and the cynic in me says this is a ploy to force Manchester United's hand when it comes to Marcus Rashford, because you wouldn't have thought they'd sign both Gordon and Rashford this summer. But he's got suitors. Jeff, Vincent Kompany at Bayern Munich is a massive admirer of Anthony Gordon. I think Newcastle are willing to sell if they were to get a fee in the region of £70 million. And it could be a summer of a lot of changes, I think, at St James's Park, because not just Anthony Gordon, Tonali's agent is hawking him around. I'm told Tino Livramento is no closer to signing a new contract, and Manchester City are big admirers of him. What I can tell you is that Chelsea were linked overnight with both Bruno Guimaraes and Sandro Tonali. My sources at Stamford Bridge say they're not on their radar, but yeah, another tricky summer potentially for Newcastle to navigate.
Absolutely. Aaron Wan-Bissaka would seem a no-brainer if West Ham don't want him, that David Moyes would.
Yeah, I think this is a brilliant potential signing for Everton. Obviously, their form rather faded away at the end of the season, didn't end up getting in Europe, but I still think David Moyes deserves a lot of credit for the job he did do. We know there's going to be a lot of change at West Ham, maybe in the dugout, but certainly some big-name players needing to be moved on in order to balance the books. And if Everton get Wan-Bissaka for a fee of around 10 to 15 million pounds, I think, as you say, that would be a no-brainer.
You mentioned the dugout, Crookie. What about anything at all on for Marco Silva or Areola or obviously Glasner as well?
Yeah, as well as a transfer window, it feels like we've got a managerial window as well, with so many changes afoot. We'll start with Marco Silva. I'm told he held a meeting with first-team staff at the Fulham training ground earlier this week, so read into that what you will. There is a big money offer on the table for him to stay at Craven Cottage, but Benfica are sniffing as well. I'm told he recently built a house in that part of Portugal, so that could be a sign that maybe he is ready to move on, but no definite clarity one way or another yet. Areola, I reported last night that AC Milan are the latest club to show an interest in him. By Leverkusen as well. We know that Crystal Palace would love to get him to replace Glasner, so he's got his pick of clubs. And then you've got the situation at West Ham. It broke on air while we were on air on Monday that there was a board meeting between David Sullivan and Nuno Espirito Santo. That took place at Sullivan's house, as I understand it, and it looked like Nuno would be relieved of his duties. He's still there, and this is classic West Ham, really. And this, in some ways, I think epitomises why they've got so many issues. They've ended up being relegated because David Sullivan and most of the hierarchy, I think, are willing to make a change. But I'm told there's actually Daniel Kretinsky, the Czech minority owner, who may well be about to invest more in the club, who is thinking that it'd be a good idea to keep Nuno on. So that just sort of symbolises the different opinions at board level and the lack of clarity in decision making.
Yeah. Crookie, thank you so much.
Thanks, Crookie. All the best, mate.
Cheers, guys.
I've got a text from Danny Vega here, and it's an interesting point, morning, Danny, by the way. So why would Anderson choose City with no Pep? And it is a good question, isn't it?
That's why Mama lose my mind. That's why I said Man United might be a better option for him.
Yeah. And surely if you're going to City at the moment, you must have some guarantees that the 115 charges are not going to have a fundamental impact on their position in the league.
Correct. And if you're going to go to City, and I've already said, the signing that they've made have been terrific. Cherky, Guehi, Semenyo. But you would probably need guarantees looking at it. You mentioned Rodri. There's maybe one or two, Bernardo Silva. There's going to be changes there. Of course there'll be changes. I mean, I don't think they're going to fall off dramatic. Of course I don't. I think they're up there challenging again. But you would need maybe one or two guarantees, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Sorry.
Why are you laughing?
He's got a text here. Did I hear right? Alex Crook saying he's trying to get into shape for the World Cup. Does he know it's in 2 weeks? He'd be better focusing on the 2030 World Cup. Sorry. And James says, hi, boys. My strangest breakfast choice is listen to talkSPORT Breakfast. Weird, I know, but it just works. Thank you, James. Coming up, we'll turn our attention further to the managerial merry-go-round this summer. Iraola and Glasner, destined to coach some of the biggest clubs in the world. We'll discuss that next.
I think from day one we were very clear that we are trying to select and build the best possible team, which is not necessarily to select and collect the 26 most talented players. Teams win championships, it's as simple as that. And what we are trying to achieve in summer can only be achieved as a team.
Is he right, Emmanuel?
I totally agree with him.
Team over talent.
You know, it's the same, you know, when you manage a club, you know, as a manager, you know, the team spirit is more important than individuals. And we've seen that every single season when the team who won the big trophies, you know, are always playing as a team, not as an individual. Individuals are very important, but for me, the team is more important than individual. So, as I said before, I was quite surprised in a good way when I look at the list, you know, from Tuchel. And I thought to myself, maybe he's copying, you know, what happened in France a long time ago, not so far away, when Aimé Jacquet became the manager for the national team. He decided to make strong choices, you know, strong opinions, and he was under critics. A lot of people they were killing him, you know. But I want to remind people that during the European tournament in 1996 here in England, France, we went until the semi-final. 2 years after that, we became world champion. And then 2 years after the World Cup, we became European champion. And from that, they played the final in 2016. They played the final in 2020 against Argentina, won the World Cup in Russia. The reason why I'm saying that is because when he took over, you know, as a manager, he decided to take away, you know, from the team the lack of Cantona and Ginola. They were huge players. Both guys, they were huge personality, huge player on the pitch as well. They were to pick up their form, you know.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've had a look. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on the side of a cliff in the Faroe Islands in Euro 2000 qualifying. The pitch at Toftir was like a cow field, never mind those gale force winds. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time. Cue Scandi scenes. But away trips don't come tougher than playing Bolivia at altitude in La Paz. Or so we thought. The Bolivians have now taken home advantage to another level, literally 500 metres further up the Andes to the country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Meanwhile, the loudest stadium in world football officially is the Ali Sami Yen, where Galatasaray fans set a world record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead. But our most intimidating away day is in Wales. Prison team HMP Prescoed was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Good morning, 9:35. It is Wednesday, May the 27th. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jeff Stelling. Ally McCoist and Donald Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Now, I mentioned it just as we were going into the news headlines. The breaking news is that Nuno is to stay as manager at West Ham. The club have released a statement this morning. It reads, "The football operation always has to be our first priority, and the planning for next season started as soon as the final whistle sounded on Sunday. We held meetings with head coach Nuno Espirito Santo early this week and are pleased to confirm that he has expressed his continued commitment to the club, as we have to him." Nuno made it very clear that he is highly motivated for the challenge of guiding West Ham back to the top flight at the first time of asking. 03717 223344. West Ham fans, get your calls in. We want to hear from you and your reaction. Coisty, what's your reaction?
I'm pleased for West Ham and I'm pleased for Nuno. I said to you yesterday, and I know it won't be everybody's opinion, but I actually think he turned things round to a certain degree there. I really do. I think they had some far better level of performance towards the end of the season. Yes, they had some poor ones. We mentioned Newcastle, we mentioned another one that goes right up my head, but they also had some very, very good performances and some good results. It was a little bit too little, too late, but I just think he should be given the chance to bring them back at the first time of asking. Now that he's decided he's going to stay, which again, I'll say I think is good news for West Ham. Be interesting to see what one or two of their key players do.
Yeah.
Bowen and Fernandes to name two.
Well, I would think they'll be on their bikes, won't they? You would imagine so.
You would think so, but you never know.
Yeah, look, you can't keep changing your manager constantly, and West Ham have done it a lot.
Correct.
And Nuno got promotion from the Championship with Wolves, I think it was 2018. So he has a track record. He can get sides out the division. But what about the stories coming out about his fallouts with staff, his fallouts with a number of players? Wouldn't that worry you?
Oh, it definitely concern me, yeah. I mean, it goes without saying, if you've got a happy camp, doesn't guarantee success, but it doesn't have help. And you're going to have fallouts. You're like a big family. You're going to have fallouts. It's how you handle the fallouts and how you recover from them and don't hold grudges and move on. That happens in every walk of life. But if it's a constant and it happens all the time, then you've got a problem. You have got a problem. But generally speaking, you know what it's like. It's like any office, any working place. You get people have disagreements. But the most important thing is you have to put them aside and move on to the benefit of the club and the team.
I certainly think one thing that they have done the right way, they're being decisive.
Yes, been quick.
I think they had to be decisive. They had to be quick. Get on with their work, looking ahead to next season. Because I think a lot of their key players, I mean, you mentioned Bowen and you mentioned Matheus Fernandes. We've already been talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka leaving as well. Be interesting to see whether Tati Castellanos sticks around, who had a good sort of second half of the season. Maybe people like Diouf and Disasi as well and obviously Somerville.
Yeah, without doubt. I mean, it's an interesting one because looking at it, I just wonder, and I'm listening to what you're saying there, I just wonder if they've got a better chance of keeping those players or some of those players staying with Nuno, or if a Scotty Parker had come in, or some Gary O'Neill or something like that, it might have made it a little bit different. Interesting, we don't know, but the fact of the matter is he's staying. I think it's a good decision. Time will tell, and they'll clearly start as relegated sides normally do. They'll clearly start as one of the favourites to come straight back up automatically.
Yeah. Let's hit at the phone lines. Paul is a West Ham fan. He wants to have his say. Morning, Paul.
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, gents. How you doing?
We're in good form, mate. How are you?
Good, Paul.
Yeah, not well. That's a good bit of news. I just hope that some of those players that put us where we are going to stay with him, Jeff. Exactly what you're saying. It'll be great if they all stand up and go, we put them there, let's get them out.
Yeah, what do you think the chances of that are, Paul?
Well, Wan-Bissaka going for 10 million is a no-no. I mean, he's worth more than that. I believe that Gerard Bowen's going to be staying from what I've been hearing.
Well, I tell you right now, that would be massive, mate. That would be massive because I've already said I think he could play at any level. I genuinely do. I think Bowen's that good. I know he's been up and down a wee bit towards the end there, but I think he's that good. He could play at any level. So that would be as good, as major a boost if he stayed as it would be the manager, I think.
Definitely. Well, I'm glad they've made that decision. Now they've got pump money in that they haven't been. Keep the players that we got and move forward.
Yeah.
We'll be the best supported in the Championship, home and away. Let's start off with a good, proper, positive vibe.
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. Paul, thank you very much.
Good call, mate. Thank you.
The problem is that, you know, I'm not sure they're going to be able to pump money in. You know, in actual fact, the chances are, we heard from Kieran Maguire yesterday, they're going to have to sell.
Yeah.
Because the financial hit they're taking by being relegated. And they've only got a certain number of assets that they can sell. Bone would be one.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if he stays. But I would be surprised if Crescencio Somerville, for instance, stayed.
Well, it's funny.
And Mateus Fernandes.
That's what I am.
Very sellable.
That's what I am. Who would you get the most money for? Bowen, perhaps, Fernand, maybe. But the fact of the matter is, I can understand, because of the ties and the connections, there's probably looking at it, and we're all looking at it, you and I are looking at it from the outside, looking in. You think there'd be a better chance, or a reasonable chance, or certainly a more understandable reaction if Bowen stayed, because of circumstances, because of family ties and all that kind of stuff, and proximity to the area, love to the club and all that. You would think there'd be a greater chance perhaps of the other two leaving. Time will tell.
Yeah. It's interesting there that Paul mentioned the crowds, and one thing I will say is if West Ham get off to a good start next season, everyone thinks the crowd will dip. But if West Ham get off to a good start,
correct,
they could have 60,000 in that London stadium in the Championship, and they might get the sort of momentum that is tough to stop.
You know, see, looking at it, Jeff, I mean, clearly, you know, the relegation's a disaster. At the same time, if you flip it, see if they do have a good start and go on a good run, the momentum, the feel-good factor, as you said, there's no doubt they'll fill that stadium. I mean, if they're sitting up at the top of the league, 1, 2, 3, and they're going for automatic, you know, and the football's good and the fans are happy with what they're seeing, that stadium will be full.
Nuno set to stay. How difficult will his job be? How big of a rebuild do they need? The former West Ham defender Tony Gale give his thoughts to the talkSPORT breakfast on Monday.
It's going to be so difficult to get that Championship squad in alignment to maintain a challenge. And they need to do it now. Whatever you're doing, do it now. Do it now. Give someone time. Give him a little pre-season in there. If it is a new manager, like you were saying, Jeff, Gabby, and give him that time to get himself sorted out. 63,000 every week, sellouts. Probably, I reckon, next season, going to be 45,000. That's still a lot. Still a lot in the Championship, isn't it? So give them what they want. Give them it to come straight back up and get back in that Premier League, I hope.
Can I tell you about Gailey? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Seeing our commentary position at West Ham, right? Gailey and Alan Devonshire do the ex-players and all that stuff, man. Always at half-time, they appear with a cup of soup and a pie for us. Honestly, different class. There's some things that are constants, and the boys always produce a wee cup of soup and a pie for us.
Why is the mention of food always only moments away?
Oh, what are we again? I know.
Only moments away. Kevin has texted, he's a West Ham supporter for 69 years. He says Nuno will have to change his approach. He's far too cautious. I doubt he can. If Sullivan voted for Nuno, then I'm against it, as he gets everything wrong. And the reports are this morning that David Sullivan, this is reportedly, was pushing for a change. But major shareholder Daniel Kretinsky was the one who wanted Nuno to lead West Ham in the Championship. Those are the reports coming out. West Ham fans, keep those calls coming. 03717 223344 this morning. Despite relegation, Nuno is set to stay on at West Ham. More on this next.
You're going down next season.
No, we're not going down, mate.
You're going down, mate.
No, even you know that. Even you know
well,
that.
why am I saying it?
Well, because you know that's not going to happen.
What do you mean I know? I don't say things.
You know that's never going to happen.
Well,
we had this season was an absolute joke.
And what's going to change?
Well, everything's going to change.
Well, okay, name it.
Well, starting one with the manager. Right. The manager's come in and he's got results, kept us up.
Right, okay.
He won't allow.
You said that last season.
No, we got Thomas Frank in the summer. and that was the wrong appointment. This is the right appointment.
Okay, but you said that last summer.
So everything will change.
You've got a new manager. You said that.
They won't allow that. They won't allow that to happen.
And you can't allow. You can't. You've not got a magic
wand. You can't
wand.
sit there and say that Spurs are going to go down, mate.
I'm saying you now.
Jace,
you will be in a relegation battle this season.
Jace,
promise you.
Mate, shut up. What are you on about?
You're one of my favourites to go down.
What are you on about?
You can't just flick. Honestly, you've been in football all your life. You can't flick a switch and just think we're Spurs. You were Spurs last year, and you're Spurs this season.
Well, that's absolute garbage.
Have gone through the same thing.
Garbage.
Yeah, it's
Teams
worse.
Finished 17th, and then they sort themselves out.
Did you get better or worse?
What? We've got more points this season.
Did you get better or worse?
Well, technically, we got better.
Did you get better or worse?
Factually, we got better. Because we got 30. We got 38 points last season. We got 41 this season. Good season.
See, this is the
good season.
This is the arrogance and the naivety of you, and you just Spurs, mate.
No, but listen, I'm up for a laugh. Listen, I'm all up for a laugh, right? And it has been.
You're going down next season.
Oh, we're not. Oh, Jace.
You're going down, mate.
Jace.
You're going down.
Jace. Come on, mate.
EFL Roundup.
Come on, mate.
It's coming.
You've done. I know you want to keep the narrative alive, right? Just for your own little self-worth.
What do you mean self-worth?
Oh, you want to keep it alive. You keep your little EFL roundups and keep your little Ange mask and keep all that garbage that you've done all season.
What do you mean garbage?
Load of old guff. All right, load of old guff. And it's only been good because Spurs have been crap. All right, so I know you want to keep it going, but you can't sit
24 months.
You can't sit there with a straight face and say Spurs are going to go down.
Right, next season, you're hearing this.
Get a full rundown of all the Championship's biggest teams in the Sports Bar. EFL Roundup with Jamie O'Hara on talkSPORT.
I'm going to put it out there now, right? I'm going to phone the boss. All right, in the break, I'm phoning the boss. Not the mid boss, the big boss. All right.
Okay.
They're getting deleted from the archive.
What's going to get deleted?
Never to be seen again. EFL Roundup cannot be played on this station one more time. All right, because Spurs are in the Premier League. So forget your little EFL Roundup. Good morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast at 9:48 on Wednesday, May the 27th. I'm Jeff Stelling Ally McCoist is with me. We're here for the next few minutes. Your headlines today: Oliver Glasner reckons winning the Conference League tonight would be the perfect leaving gift. The game is live on talkSPORT, of course. Tyson Fury has announced his next fight will take place on August the 1st in Dublin. That's 4 months before his planned heavyweight clash with Anthony Joshua. And the big breaking news this morning: Nuno set to stay as West Ham boss. Club statement said, we held meetings with head coach Nuno Espirito Santo earlier this week, and we're pleased to confirm he has expressed his continued commitment to the club, as we have to him. Brett, who's a West Ham fan, says really pleased Nuno was staying. Started off with Graham Potter's players. When he was able to get the players into the team that he wanted, the side greatly improved. If the season ran from January to May, we'd have finished 7th or 8th. Give the man a full season. Look what he's done at Wolves in the Championship. Can't argue with that, Brett. But how difficult will the summer be for the Hammers? Referenced it moments ago. Here's football financial expert Kieran Maguire with the details.
It's certainly going to be very challenging. In the last set of accounts, they generated £228 million of revenue. I think that's likely to take a hit of around about 100 million. So that therefore there's a big gap. The wage bill is significant. Yeah, the average wage is over £70,000 a week. I think many players will have relegation clauses. I think the thing which worries me most of all is that West Ham have spent a lot of money in the transfer market, and they owed £196 million in unpaid transfer fees at the end of 2025. Now, those instalments have to be paid on a year-by-year basis, and you do wonder where their cash is to pay them over the course of the next 12 months, unless the owners put in some cash themselves.
Interesting. I mean, it's just the size of the problems that they face. It's one thing being relegated to the Championship, but it's another thing, having the funds, the wherewithal, if you like, to create a team to get out of that division.
Yeah, and it's amazing to think, listen to Kieran there, clearly that's his forte. It's amazing to think they're actually getting in to that division with that enormous debt. It's not as if they're going to get that debt because they're going into that division. They're actually getting into that division, owing that money. So it's clearly not going to get any easier, that's for sure.
Yeah. Texas made the point here as well that West Ham, being the size of club and with the number of fans that they get, that a lot of sides, most sides, are going to go to West Ham and regard it as, a fixture that for them, they'll go, they might put 11 behind the ball. This is one of the games that they will want to perform in all season. They'll go to the London Stadium as underdogs against a side with a terrific following.
You become a target, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
That's inevitable. What happens? They won't be the first team that's happened to, and they certainly won't be the last. But you've got to handle that. You don't handle it, you won't get promoted. Simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, West Ham fans, obviously there are financial issues, no question about that. That's not damning enough. Here are the thoughts of West Ham podcaster Nicky Hawkins on what next season could look like.
I was one who believed that relegation could be more beneficial this year because in the position we are financially, although it would be extra money, it's easier trying to rebuild a squad to get out of the Championship than to stay in the Premier League. We've all seen what Wolves have done. We've all seen what Burnley have done when you have to sell like your best players. So, there's no certainty at the minute about bouncing straight back. And if we do go down again, and there's a few people that think we will see League One before we see the Premier League again.
No,
doom and go. Well, if you look at the different ways that sides who were relegated the season before have gone, you've got Ipswich who are going back up, you've got Leicester City who are going down.
I just cannot see it happening. I mean, of course, it is a possibility. I would think
I don't see it happening.
It's an extremely slim one. I mean, straight away, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about them planning for the future, finding out who's wanting to stay, who's going to stay, get one or two new faces in, and have a squad ready, to conquer that Championship. Yes, it's a brilliant league. You and I love it, absolutely love it. It's one of our favourite leagues because of the demands, because of how difficult it is. But I would be absolutely staggered if they went the other way.
Yeah, so would I. And players, by the way, players of a certain level, they will want to play for West Ham next season. Text here, bad news. Another poor decision. Nuno hasn't a clue. Lost us at least 9 points due to his tactical ineptitude. Will be out by Christmas. West Ham fans, a lot of them seem to be happy with the decision. But Emmanuel Petit on White and Jordan yesterday said Nuno deserved to lose his job.
I think he's a good manager, but I think he should be sacked. Why? Simply because after Potter, he had a huge responsibility, and I never saw, the link between him and the dressing room. I think they made so much big mistakes, at the start of the season. Experienced players, gone to the club, and Potter had a vision, and he failed in so many ways. But I think, I never saw that link, For me, this is important. If you take a manager during the season, try to change things, it's because you want to change the mentality of it. And he never did it.
Steve the Hammers fan says simply Nuno in. I mentioned yesterday he has a worse win rate at West Ham than Julian Lopetegui.
You said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a concern?
Oh, of course it's a concern. I mean, there's no guarantees. But I just think towards the end, Jeff, I think there was more good than bad. And there was some bad, of course there was. But I looked at the level of performance. I mean, you take the last game, obviously, when a game they have to win, Leeds perhaps no tools away, but you know, it was probably a good game for West Ham in terms of a game that they had to win. They did win. But other performances, I thought they were really good against Manchester City. I thought they were excellent against Manchester United. And probably could have and should have won that game as well. Šeško shows a fantastic equaliser. I just thought it was a better. I mean, I wasn't watching them all the time, 90 minutes, but I just thought there was I definitely thought there was an improvement towards the end.
Yeah, I think in those weeks, and I know they had a bad run, but you're right. I think he got a tune out of them in a lot of the latter stages of the season, and that's probably why he's kept.
And by the way, I think so. And by the way, you and I spoke about it. I think during the last break. I mean, they've got some very, very good players, but the big boy Mavropanos towards the end, I thought he'd have an absolutely terrific end to the season. Looked the part.
Coisty, thanks, mate. Enjoy Budapest.
I will do, mate. I'm off there tomorrow, a couple of days there, and I'm reading that because I'm so glad that I just read that, because I nearly mentioned who was doing the show on Friday. Of course, the news hasn't broken yet.
No, but it's
something to look forward to. I nearly blew it. Very, very nearly blew it.
Something to look forward to. Somebody you prefer working with to me. Yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
No. I can read between the lines.
No. Don't be putting words in my mouth again.
Ali and Gabby tomorrow from 6.
Absolutely.
They'll let you know about who's presenting on Friday for 4 hours of build-up to the Champions League final. So you'll find that out tomorrow. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, mate. Have a good day.
See you next week.
Will do.
Up next, White and Jordan bringing you more on the news that Nuno is set to stay at West Ham.
Interestingly, we just want to get your sort of on this whole players, seeing what people say about them and seeing what people write about them. And just quickly, this is what Gabby Agbonlahor had to say on a player yesterday on talkSPORT Breakfast. We were talking about Spurs and their saying up on the last day, and he had this to say about Vicario.
These players should have been walking around the pitch on their hands and knees saying sorry to the fans. And Vicario, I'm watching the game, I'm listening to the commentary with Gary Neville, who's spot on. This goalkeeper has done nothing in a Spurs shirt, been dreadful. And there's a clip of him offering out Seamus Coleman. Vicario, we've seen you punch, mate. You can't punch the ball. You're not going to be able to punch anybody. So we know you can't fight. So have some respect for a Premier League legend in Seamus Coleman. But that summed up Vicario yesterday. All over the sideline, trying to be a coach and jumping on the manager's back when they scored the first goal. Paulinho, I think, is an embarrassment to that football club. I'll get rid of him.
So that was Gabby talking yesterday on talkSPORT Breakfast. And talkSPORT put it on their Instagram. And what happened? Vicario commented saying, scary. And Gabby then replied, calling him a bluffer. So, Ali, what are your thoughts on players coming back and hitting back at what pundits are saying about them?
No, I think that they're entitled to their opinion, aren't they? If the pundit's entitled to give their opinion, they're entitled to have a right to reply. But I'm not too sure I've been getting involved in it. I think they've got far bigger issues and other things to concentrate on. I understand sometimes players needs or feel the right to defend themselves. They should always have that and have the right to do that. But I just think sometimes you wouldn't want to be getting yourself involved in what can turn into a